You guys ready for this? You ready for this tonight? The draft is here. It's finally upon us, guys. Oh, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous for what's about to happen. We're rocking Caleb from last year. We have Caleb in Rome, but he was the number one pick, so we're rocking that. You might see a little bit of this tonight. Might see a And let's be honest, you might see a little bit of this too.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Guys, I'm ready for anything tonight. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea what's going to happen in this draft, and that's the fun and unique thing about this year compared to last year or other times too is nobody has a clue. Nobody. I mean, you hear the pundits are out in full force today. I'm going to tell you guys a secret, and this shouldn't be a secret, but it's something. I got to show you this first. Hold on. We set up a second camera. I'm going to see if I can get away with it, not get in trouble. But when the picks come on, we're going to change the angle. Even though I got to sit up straight if I'm going to use that angle, I got to be prim and proper because I'm usually slouching in the chair here. Prim and proper. So we're going to change the angle for when the pick comes up. I'm not planning on going live during the picks. Not planning on it. But if that happens, if we do last longer than I intended to, if the throat doesn't give out, if we feel fine, we'll use the second camera angle and we're going to have a little fun with it tonight and see what we can get away with without getting flagged. So we'll see. We'll see how far this thing takes us. All right, let's get into this. Is something I'm very familiar with. 69 viewers right now, just so you guys know. There's 69 viewers in the channel right now. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll get to some of the comments in a minute, not trying to ignore anybody. Got a couple of guests coming on here in a little bit, and we'll see how long this thing takes us. I kind of don't think I can last through the draft, guys. I don't feel like I can last, but we'll see what happens. All right, I live in Vegas. Most of you know that. Most of you are familiar with that. Most of you are aware. I'm going to tell you how the sports books work, okay? When someone starts over betting one particular team or pick or prop or parlay, they have to compensate the other direction. They have to make it go a negative way to make it balanced, to mitigate their loss. The casino is not into being right or wrong. The casino is into making sure they maximize their level of investment from people betting. They want to make sure they maximize their profits. That's all they care about. They don't care about being right or wrong. So when you see Ashton Genty coming to the Bears at negative 180, that just means a crap ton of people have bought into the rumors and the hype and have started betting on the Bears taking Ashton Genty. And if they're over getting bets on the Bears getting Ashton Genty over anything else, they're going to have to make that a prop that's not as exciting for people to take. A negative 180 prop is not as exciting as a plus 120 prop. They're going to lose money on that. So that's how sports betting works. I don't know if everybody understands that or not, but it does not matter what the sports books are saying, negative 180, negative 240, negative 5,000. It doesn't matter. It just means that's how people are betting. So they overcompensate it to mitigate loss. That's how it works. Now let's talk about insiders for a minute. If I have 100,000 followers and I all of a sudden have an insider that told me the Bears have a deal in place to trade from 10 to 18 for 1851 and next year's second round pick, people will listen to me. Does it mean I have an insider? No. Unless you hear it from Adam Schefter or Tom Pelissaro or the like, it is not an insider with inside information. We knew this was lying season. We went over this extensively. It happens every year. There's not a deal done. Adam Schefter hasn't reported it. Now, can that happen? 100%. As we said to open this show up, excuse me, we don't know what's going to happen. And it very well could happen. The Bears could trade up 10 and 41 to 5 and take Ashton Genty. that can happen. We're not saying that can't happen. It's not that it can't, it's that it's not true yet. Until it's happened, we don't know what's going to happen. So just keep those two things in mind. Sports betting means Jack Bubkiss. If you remember, last year they had Caleb Williams winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. Did that happen? No. They had Matt Eberflus winning Coach of the Year. Did that happen? No. They're not insiders. They're mitigating their losses on the bets. They're making them fluctuate to make sure the casino is profitable. That's what they're doing. Keith Hall says, I've got 1,000 on Bears taking Genty. I hope you're ready to mitigate your loss if that doesn't happen. If it does happen, hey, I'm rooting for you, buddy. Glad you made some money on it. So, all right, let's get into the chat here. You guys are all phenomenal. Look at this. Look at this chat scrolling already. We're up to 100 in the stream. Antmus is here. Let's go. And FGB and F them and their pathetic draft hosting. Excuse me. Let me just say, I went to the draft live when it was here in Vegas, and that was a lot of fun. It's actually a lot of fun. You get more out of it watching on TV. You get more out of it, watching the show, watching this type of thing. I'm really sorry, guys. I hope this is not an annoyance today, and I hope we can bear through this and bear down. But I wouldn't want to go to Green. They should host the draft here every year at Vegas. It was absolutely everything in Vegas is a spectacle. Everything here is, well done production. That's what Vegas does. But Longhorn Jeff, welcome in, bear down. We've got Mark Versalote again, always here. Thank you, Sean Ollinger, also here. Bear down, bear down, bear down. We've got Richard Colby. Let's go. Let's go. We've got Scuba Gooding Jr. Like it. And we've got Bears fan. Bear down. Always love the bear downs. Bob Killen is here. Glad you make it happen. I'm glad I made it happen too. We'll see how long we survive here, guys. We've got an hour to go till the draft, and we're going to have a couple guests coming on here. And in fact, we got one coming on right now. TJ Kelly, Florida Bears fan. Anthony, got a bunch in the chat. Appreciate you guys. So without further ado, we've actually never met in person. So I'm going to bring you on stage. What's up, man?
What's up, Adam? It's cool to actually talk to you face to face, brother.
This is Knowledge Untamed for those who are
draft day, baby.
It's draft night.
Draft day.
I'm ready.
Oh yeah, this is a holiday around here, man. We don't do no Halloween, no Christmas, but we do draft day around here.
You got to tell me, because I've seen your comments, and we've never talked face to face yet. This is the first time we're talking face to face. Do you have a scouting background? Because the things you say sometimes, I really think you've got some kind of scouting background, or at least you've done some kind of in-depth stuff where you know these players.
I grew up. My grandpa played, and then he was in the scouting and coaching, and he was really well known. He actually had baseball coaches and football coaches come off of him that are at colleges and stuff now, So I played, wouldn't say I was the best, but, line up and hit somebody,
That's the same claim to fame I have. I was a decent player in high school. I went and tried on at UNLV to try to make it, and that didn't last very long. I'm not a college athlete. I have no claim to being spectacular, but I enjoy scouting. I enjoy watching players. I enjoy bringing this content to you guys. So
I've been scouting since. It's weird. So you just have hobbies, man. And I've been scouting, and you used to have to do it on a newspaper and kind of read through what the newspapers were saying and stats. And then Water Football was like the first big platform I remember finding. And over the years, those guys are still awesome and up to date, man. And it's I love this. This is what I want to do, maybe not as a career, but I definitely have fun doing it as a hobby, We're in the studio right now where I record music as a career. So
yeah, tell everyone, because you've got your own channel on YouTube. Yeah. I checked out a little bit. You do other stuff with recording. Tell us a little bit about what you do as your profession.
So I'm a sound engineer. I record everybody pretty much. A lot of them have MDAs where you don't get to brag about it, but
Sure.
I record pretty famous people. And yeah, when they're in the Midwest, I'm considered one of the best sound engineers. So just making somebody sound clear, then building depth and giving it radio level quality and stuff. So that's what I do here. Also, I've made myself as an artist, I got a couple thousand fans and stuff, and I put out my own art, got new songs coming and stuff. And I don't look at that as like, uh, yeah, it's just living life, like
You got a
it does
couple
put
fans in the chat. You know this Timothy Williams guy? You know that one up there?
Timothy Williams. That's my cousin. What up, cousin? Dude, is that Timmy?
That's
Timmy,
Timothy
is that
Williams.
you?
And then Raging Oracle says you bumped into each other on the music scene.
Have we? Does she go by Oracle? I met an Oracle before for sure. That was amazing, man. All right, it might
Right,
even
so
be, but yeah, on to football, man.
we're an
draft
hour
day.
we're an hour away from the draft.
Draft
We're,
day. Sorry, I have to do that. Sam
dude,
Kinison was my neighbor, so you're gonna get a lot of that Peoria
we're
attitude.
psyched up. We're hyped, man. I love it. I love the fire. I love it. Do you buy into all this smoke? Who knows if it's smoke, if it's fire, if it's real? What do you think about everything going on right now with all this talk and the trade up, the trade back? Ryan Poles said what he said. Who knows what's going on?
Ryan Poles said what he said. Now there's this memory I always keep in my head when Ryan Poles said what he said, right? And that is Ryan Poles at the NFL Combine sitting there for 45 minutes talking about how amazing Jalen Walker was of a player and how if he had any chance to get Jalen Walker was just, oh, Tim just actually texted me. It is my cousin. Awesome. But if we get any chance to get Jalen Carter, we're gonna do it. That's the most amazing player. And these were words coming out of his mouth, right? Jalen Carter falls to 9. He literally gets a 4th round pick to move back and then take our right tackle, not our left tackle, but our right tackle, Darnell Wright, as you know.
Which we needed.
Yeah. The Genty hype today, you guys, I mean, you got to calm down a little bit. I like the running back, man. I like the running back. He's awesome. He is. He's awesome to watch. But like trading up for running back, like that's when you're like, Ian Cunningham, stop him. Stop the man. Stop him again.
I think that's the common sentiment. I think most people actually like Ashton Genty. I'm kind of I realize I'm outside of the norm on this one, guys. I realize I'm the one who am not in love with him as the prospect. I wouldn't mind in the second round.
Would you have him running back 1? Where would you have him on the running back board?
See, I do, and I've expressed that. I have him as 1, but I have him as my number 23 prospect. And I have Omarion Hampton as 26, but I don't see it as this giant gap. I see it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see them all right here. And I'm super concerned about that level of competition.
Hampton has 2 years of elite production. No other prospect, no other running back prospect on this draft board has that. 2 years of top 5 running back production. That's just something I saw. Yeah, so it's like top 5 running back production this year and the year before. So
yeah, because a couple of them were up there. Caleb Johnson was up there. He was top 10 or top 15. I'd have to go back and look at this to see everything.
Right.
In fact, we should pull this up. Actually, let's do
this.
It'd be kind of fun.
Do. Before I get into my Kenneth Grant and because while you're doing that, I just want to explain something to Bears fans that kind of see it on TV. And what I'm trying to explain sometimes. So this is the offensive line. This is the defensive line, right? And when they snap, you see a push. You'll see offensive line push out, especially against our defensive line. You'll see about 4 yards and our guys spread out, pancaked on the ground last year. And, it was not good, right? But mainly I want to get people to understand it starts with that 3-down nose tackle, right? Where they can no longer slide on you because of him. They can no longer pull guards on you. No, the center and the guard have to attack him, and he's going to push both of them back into the quarterback every play, collapsing the pocket. Now you have defensive end one-on-one on both sides, right? 3-tech one-on-one every time, right? You have now if you throw Britzker, Kyler, any linebacker schemed in, different blitzes, there's nobody blocking them every time, right? So when I say you have to take Kenneth Grant or Tyleik Williams, depending help, 3-down nose tackles, blue chip players, like before he got hurt, I would have had Tyleik Williams, the #1 player on my board. That's how important I see that push. Because now, if you remember the Super Bowl, watching the Eagles, what you saw was, and then they just, if you remember watching in the Eddie Goldman days, right? What you saw was, and then Mac and Quinn and everybody just flying to it. Instead of you getting pushed back 4 yards and there being 5-7 foot holes, no, now you're pushing them back 4 or 5, 2-3 yards, actually, probably less, but
And that's what they've
gaining that leverage.
That's what they've talked about this offseason is collapsing the pocket, straight line, not doing a bunch of stunts and everything, getting on the quarterback's ankles. And if that's the case, when they brought in Omar Norman Lott, he's the perfect type for that. Derek Harmon, Tyleik Williams, they sacrificed tackling and the run defense a little bit, which I've been more concerned about because how we were last year. But they definitely get the pressure. They get to the quarterback faster than anybody, those three.
Those prospects, yeah, as pass rush, I mean. Now, when it comes to affecting the line, right? Affecting the ability for an offensive line to slide or to pull somebody, they're more of a 3-tech in that ability. They're more of a Javon Dexter tweener, whereas two guys in this draft, I see Kenneth Grant and Tyleik Williams that are 3-down nose tackles that affect the line every play, where they'll have 5 to 7 sacks, but they're not gonna. They might play 3-tech, I doubt it, but they're gonna play at the nose tackle, and from that position, they're gonna always lock up 2 guys at least. If you leave them one-on-one, that guy's going on his back, and they have a free run at the quarterback. Like,
yeah,
I think a lot of thought there on why it's so important.
Yeah, you're good with it.
And what others don't.
I think a lot of Bears fans have kind of lost track of how important the defensive line is for us because we signed Grady Jarrett, because Andrew Billings is coming back from injury. So they kind of, I guess, assume that it's fixed. But you can't add. You mentioned the Eagles last year in the Super Bowl. You can't add enough elite talent on the defensive line to you saw what they did to the Chiefs. They were the ones that absolutely altered the Super Bowl. It was the defensive line of the Eagles that changed that Super Bowl. It was not Jalen Hurts. It wasn't the offense. The defense affected the Super Bowl, changed the entire outcome.
There was the wide receiver, what's his name, from Bama that they got. He, like AJ Brown, didn't affect the game at all. The wide, is it Devontae Smith? Devontae Smith, I think it is. He got open for 2 big catches that affected the game. So he'd be like my second MVP. But it was Sweat, which I see, I can't say his last name, but Donovan that guy from Boston College.
Donovan Izuruki.
You're gonna hear a lot of that tonight. But yeah, I see a lot of that kind of player in him, Josh Sweat, where he's like almost juking guys out of their shoes and then accelerating and stuff.
Yeah. We're jumping around a little bit here. Hold on 1 second, because Carl, we were
What's
done.
up, Carl?
We're done.
Gentlemen. Knowledge, it's been nice to listen to you, buddy. I gotta say,
let's see your draft day dance,
very,
bro.
very nice.
You got to
I
do a
got-
draft day dance.
I got no
Come on,
dance.
man. You got to
no.
give me at least a...
I'm feeling quite the opposite today. No, I'm sorry, man. Not today, bud.
Carl, we
Not today,
appreciate
man.
you popping in here for a minute. You know how I'm feeling, and I appreciate you, jumping in from it. The legend doesn't die on this channel. The legend still lives. Carl's here.
Yeah. I saw a lot of people very, very nice in the comment section too. I think we owe it to everyone who's spent so
I
much
just
time
can't
with us.
see the comments, but God bless everybody, man.
One more
Y'all know
episode,
that's
I'm
my
thinking,
vibe
after this all.
every time, man.
You think so, Carl? One more? We go one
Yeah.
more?
All
right,
I
fine.
saw a lot of people, 4 or 5 people, say post draft. So,
Let's do
Ryan,
it.
I'm not late to nothing. Sorry to break it to you, Ryan.
All right, so Carl, we're gonna jump right back in. Knowledge, I gotta go over what you're saying. He wanted to see.
Yeah.
Let's pop this up. So this is the last couple years. So this is 2024. We're gonna start here. The top draft, or I'm sorry, the top players.
This is
in
this
each
year.
year. So
Genty
this
at
is
top.
this year. Ashton Genty had 25.95. Cam Scattaboo right behind him. Trey Stewart, and there's their
Ooh.
attempt.
There
RJ
was
Harvey,
ever,
Caleb Johnson. Let's
Who's
go to
the Packers
2023.
big guy? Who's the Packers power running back? The guy
Josh
that
Jacobs,
no, before him.
Marshawn Lloyd.
Quadzilla?
No. They had 2 of them. He might not even be there no
Well,
more.
nobody's
Williams?
drafted
Jamal
these guys
Williams?
yet.
No, he played with Jamal Williams though. He's bigger. He's like 250 pounds almost.
Well,
That's probably-
the pairing was Williams and I thought Aaron Jones.
Oh, are you thinking of Aaron Jones?
No,
Aaron
he was
Jones
with
is not-
Aaron Jones too as the power back.
Are you not talking about Quadzilla? I can't think of his exact name. Is
No,
he recent?
Probably. He was decent. He give you 7-8 yards.
No,
for a
sorry,
while.
buddy. I said recent.
Oh yeah, last 4 or 5 years
Yeah,
for sure.
AJ Dillon?
AJ Dillon, yeah.
Yeah, that's
When you say
Quadzilla.
Scattaboo, every time I hear AJ Dillon, because like their tape is just so similar in my opinion. So I know I went totally off track there, but he said Scattaboo, and I'm just was like every
You're
time
good.
I think AJ Dillon, like when I hear Scattaboo.
Okay,
If
so let's
I
check
could
this out.
interject on Scattaboo, last point here, he runs like he doesn't have it tomorrow, and that
No.
terrifies me.
Oh, as a former defensive player, believe me, it terrifies us too, bro. It does.
Mhm.
Try
didn't
tackling
even
Brandon
phase
Jacobs, bro. Like it terrifies us too.
All right, let's
It
look at
hurts.
this real quick. We gotta see the last couple years. So Ashton
Sorry.
Genty this year, 375 attempts, 2,595 yards. Everyone's fallen in love with it. I understand it. Cam
Yep.
Scattaboo right behind him. Trey Stewart, Marion Hampton. This is where it starts to get sexy. Is the 6.8 yards per attempt on less attempts. RJ Harvey, Caleb Johnson. Let's look at last year though. This was
At least they had
2024.
the yards
Here's
after
20
touch, like yards after getting hit too.
We do. We can scroll over and see that too. Here's 2023.
They should
So
have
here's
like right next to it though. That's you know what I mean. Just saying.
we'll let
I
PFF
blame
know.
them, not you.
All right, so here's last year. I know Marion Hampton, like you said, still top 5. RJ
Yeah.
Harvey was as well. RJ Harvey top
RJ
6.
Harvey, I liked a lot. I mean,
Ashton Genty was 10th, so he was up there too.
what's the job? Like, what job do you want your running back to do? What is the job of this running back that you're going to ask him to come in and do?
To take the pressure off the quarterback. That's
So you want a power running back, right? You
A
want
running
to
back
use
to
some
me-
fullback.
is
Yeah,
a
Adam.
compliment to the offense. He's not the
Back.
star.
Adam,
Go ahead,
I,
Carl.
I would say the running game should complement the quarterback, right? The running game should take
Beautiful.
the pressure off the quarterback.
Now
So
we're talking.
you can't always have a running back that does everything, right? So if you are looking for a thunder lightning situation, I'm not saying that Scattaboo wouldn't be good with Swift. It's more if you get this guy in the second round, is he even going to make it to the next contract? Like that's what scares me.
All right, Carl, we got to pause when there's a
I'm
super
all
chat.
third round
We got to
for the running
manifest a
back.
super chat. So
Move up.
$20
use a
from-
future pick and move up if you need to. But I'm all use 72. I think it is to get your running back there. Whatever running back 4 or 5 is you want. If you want Judkins, use a future third. Trade that with your third. Go up and get him. It's not going to cost even that this year. You might be able to. This year is going to be a lot cheaper. You're going to see maybe more trades at certain places, but it's going to be a lot cheaper in terms of value. Like there might be a new
Yeah,
chart
man.
next year.
You want to talk about trades? There's
It could
something
get
brewing,
crazy.
but I want Adam
Yeah.
to talk about the super chat.
all right, hold on one
Oh, yeah.
second. So we got a
Super
super
chat.
chat from Andrew Van 23.
Draft day, baby.
$20. Draft day, baby. Manifesting Mason at 10. Keep killing it, boys. Appreciate that. If you guys haven't seen on Twitter, I am trying to manifest Mason Graham to the Bears. I've been posting a Mason Graham picture every
Doing God's
hour
work.
for the last hour, or for the last 8 hours. So for the last every hour for the last hour, every hour for the last 8 hours, I've been doing that. Carl, we can't see you with that super chat in the way, Carl. We need your face up here again.
Might be a
That
good
man
thing.
was
Might be a good thing.
How many 3 techs are we gonna have though, and then have a nose tackle
Hey,
that plays 2 downs and is
I
ready
wanna-
to retire his
I
brother?
want to touch on what you were saying on Knowledge Untamed, because you were saying kind of how important it is. And me, Adam, of course, you were as well. But like,
Yeah.
this defensive line is far from complete. But I hate to be rude. I'm very vocal about how bad I think Zach Pickens is. I don't want to pretend
Terrible.
like I think Gervon Dexter is destined for the Hall of Fame.
No,
When you compare Gervon Dexter to not Abdul
blame
Carter,
you.
Jalen Carter, they're apples to oranges, man. They're completely different stratospheres, in my opinion. Not to say that Dexter isn't, he's not terrible. But I think if you want to maximize the value of that second round pick, you need to put him on more of a pitch count, 50%, 45%, and get a good player next to him to rotate in with him. Not to replace him, but you cannot be paying Gervon Dexter a lot of money to stay in Chicago, man. You got to get a really, really good 3-tech. We don't have that yet.
He was a good
Hopefully it's Grady
prospect,
Jarrett,
too.
but
It's the training room, bro. It's the training room. That is my opinion, and I'll tell you real as fast as I can now. Gervon Dexter last year or the year 1. What was the issue? He was too slow off the ball, right? He had too much base.
that's why he made it to the second round.
He couldn't pass rush barely, right?
Yeah.
Then between year 1 and year 2, now year 2, my player has no base, no core all of a sudden, and is getting top 15 early pass rush numbers, but he can't stop the run to save his life.
Yeah.
That's like somewhere in the training room, somebody should have had a vision of, okay, Gervon Dexter is this, we're going to develop him to this, and he's, you know what I mean? And then I hear fans, no offense, but you guys say, oh, now he's nose tackle. He's going to get blown off the ball every time now as a nose tackle.
All right, so
he's
here's-
gotta play 3 tech.
There's
We always
one
like
thing
to-
that Gervon Dexter could be tapped into, a secret skill, so to speak. It's him rushing in an obvious passing situation as a defensive end. Sorry, Adam, go ahead.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
good. So
for sure.
this is what we like to show on this channel. So here's 2024, 61.1 grade, not phenomenal. This is just the rush, okay? Average depth of tackle of 3.7. That's bad. We don't like that. So when you're
No.
comparing Jalen Carter and Gervon Dexter, you guys are spot on with what you're saying.
Yeah.
He gets after the quarterback. He's getting a lot of pressure. That's really good. The same levels as Jalen Carter. The difference is Jalen Carter has one of the best of all defensive interiors, average depth of tackle, run defensive grades. He's a complete package. Gervon Dexter is not. Something I like to do
You
on
see
this
who's
channel,
number
though.
2 on that list?
This is just our team. This is just the Bears.
I know, but who's number 2 on that list for us is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The fact that
Byron
that person
Cowher.
is number
Mhm.
2 on that list for us,
This whole
It
list
points
is
a
shite.
huge arrow.
This
at
is
a
why I
serious
pushed.
issue.
This is why I've pushed all off season that we need to overhaul the defense. And it's actually
This
if we pull
draft,
Grady, if we
now.
pull Grady Jarrett up, he's actually
Today.
decent. He's good. So, but look at
Yeah.
2023. I want to show this. Gervon Dexter in his rookie year,
Today.
36.2 grade,
So
with-
massive improvement.
about the same average depth of tackle, but better overall stopping his lanes. So there's massive improvement.
Well,
I
he
have hope
looked
for
different.
him, but he's not
He looked-
there yet.
His hips were like double the size. If you just look at him, his hips were like twice the size. And I'm saying is somebody in the training room should have said halfway in between, hey, that's it, Bubba. That's what we want. You're good to go. You know? But you just let it, I don't know. I feel like we need the coach is gonna come in, see if the new guy can do it. And if not, you know, Bill Belichick's trainer is down at Illinois, so he's not far. So,
Hey, I want to
Just
point
say-
out what the Scrolls was saying in chat, and we all know multiple episodes documented here. The Scrolls normally doesn't miss. This might be his first ever miss. The Scroll says Mason Graham, has no skill. He's a motor guy. That's bullshit.
he's a huge motor. He's got huge
Mason
quick
Graham
skill.
is a tactician. His hands are like anvils. The only problem with Mason Graham and why he's not being drafted first overall tonight is because of his body. So, sad to admit, they have these advanced metrics where you can. I forgot what I saw it on Reddit earlier, but essentially, I would say you don't know what you're talking about as far as saying
I had
Mason
a
Graham has no skill.
All right, so
Graham
I'm
is
gonna
overrated. Nope.
I'm gonna
Adam,
pause it. Carl hasn't done anything wrong. Scrolls hasn't done anything wrong.
I've done
We all
everything.
have strong opinions, and they're coming full force tonight. We're gonna see what plays out. There's a reason Mason Graham's at the top of the draft. There's a reason Ashton Genty's at the top of the draft. People are gonna see different prospects differently. I am not a huge fan of Ashton Genty. I am a huge fan of Mason Graham. Doesn't
Watch the
mean
USC.
that.
Watch the USC tape. You'll find
Yeah.
a lot of versus Michigan. You'll find a lot of good information there. I feel like on both the defensive tackles,
Yeah.
but especially the center for USC and the heart that guy's got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
keep in
sorry,
mind in
I
that
was just
game,
adding to what you're saying.
knowledge. Keep in mind in that game, yes, you're at the big house, you're in front of your home crowd, but you've already. I think that was after the Texas game, after they got their backs blown out. Maybe it was before. I can't remember.
It might
But
have
that
been
was
after the Illinois
Michigan this
game.
year had no offense. 31-year-old quarterback slinging that thing. So if your defense is that
Mullins.
impressive for that long, it
Oh,
goes
you're the
without saying those are
Michigan
good
fan
players.
that doesn't like Mullins. And I've been wanting to tell you, I'm very sorry, Adam, but I've been wanting to tell him, I don't look at Mullins like, do I see potential for Mullins to become like, remember, this is that guy's first year as a running back, and he looked pretty good for 1 year, but he also plays linebacker, is where he comes from.
No, he's
So
a former linebacker. Yeah.
Right. So now you got a good special team player automatically late in the draft.
He would be what we thought Rojo should be. A lot of people wanted
But
to
I
say
want
that
him as a
Rojo was going to be our
fullback.
starting back. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
Ben
He's going to carve
Johnson-
out a role in the NFL, and he had a top 30
pulled
visit
up-
with the Vikings.
Yeah, dang. I didn't know that. Don't want them to get him. But I pulled out Ben Johnson's tape, and he uses a fast fullback, is all I wanted to point out. With a little bit, not as much the fact, bigger guys, but he uses like a faster, someone Mullins size would be his prototypical fullback that I've seen him use in Detroit.
I can't disagree, and I've half jokingly said that the only potential for Rojo to have a future with the Chicago Bears is to emulate what C.J. Ham does for the Vikings. Core special teamer, good fullback. He has good hands. He's great at pass blocking. He's just not a good running back. Let's face facts.
It's too bad because I don't think we've utilized him properly yet. So
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
He'll
have his chance in camp.
And then you have a horrible play call, horrible team design, horrible culture.
It's
just
a Shane
everything
Waldron problem,
going on.
not a Cole Kmet problem. So I hear you loud and clear.
When are we going to stop passing the buck, though?
Adam, I know you want to bring it up, but he just invoked Cole Kmet, so I got to tell you the Cole Kmet problem. Cole Kmet needs space. Every tight end has to have space to work, and if they don't throw the ball deep to the X, I guess you would call it the X wide receiver on the outside, right? Then that doesn't stretch the D out. That doesn't
Safeties
pull
are
the
coming down.
linebackers
I
and
hear
safeties,
you.
right?
I
So
hear
now
you.
that tight end can't work, right? And DJ Moore was on the right side to start because that's where he played. But really for Caleb Williams, it was better him coming out of the slot and off the left side across like Jordan Addison did at USC. And that when we seen that change, we seen him more, develop. So it's all about Rome now, being able to hit the trust between Caleb and Rome on how good Kmet is going to be, because when he gets that space, bro, he looks really good. He looks really good.
And Rome's never going to take the top off, so to speak. He's not a burner, but he can. Adam has highlighted time and time again. He's a contested catch god.
He is.
I mean, DeAndre Hopkins was a fine down the field target, so Rome can definitely emulate that. I had a little bit of a tweet that went viral, right? I said that Rome Odunze is the Cole Beasley of DeAndre Hopkins, meaning he's the DeAndre Hopkins archetype, but he's got a little bit of that quick twitch route running prowess that Cole Beasley had. So he's a fantastic player.
T.O., bro. I thought he reminded me of Terrell Owens a lot more.
Well, let's be honest. T.O.'s just an athletic freak, right, of his time. He was a burner, and Calvin Johnson, like, he's a crazy. I don't see that comparison, but
But Adam's trying to put the train back on the trails.
I gotta oblige, yeah.
Oh no, I've been waiting. He knows I've been waiting for this, and I appreciate it so much.
The more you guys talk, the less I talk, and my throat gets saved. So I'm
trying
happy
to
with
save
All right,
man.
we're you guys, bro. Fucking, we'll put you on our. Excuse my language. Sorry. We'll put you on our shoulders and carry you out, bro. It's draft
Trust me,
night,
I made
man.
that same mistake multiple
Yeah,
times.
my kid gave me the rules. He's like, when you go on there, these are the rules of YouTube. And he's like, don't say this, but and this or this. And I was like, okay.
It's a cluster.
So
You don't want the
my
algorithm to
kid
pick
gave
up on it.
me the.
Can you
the
guys see
lowdown.
this tweet? Someone mentioned it. I hadn't seen it yet. The Browns are apparently trading the number 2 pick. Another rumor. I don't see anything verified yet. Let's just preface it.
Close. It's close.
If you missed the beginning of the show, here is
Hyper.
Jaquan Brisker. He tweets like crazy, though. Just so you guys know, this does not always mean something. But Kwani B
it's not
here.
like he's playing football or training.
Adam,
he's
don't
in his house
fall for it.
24/7 due to
No.
concussions.
Carl,
He's from Penn State.
If you missed the beginning of the show, I'm going to preface it. I gave a whole speech about how these things work. I even talked about sports betting. I talked about the whole thing. So those who missed it, go back and watch the beginning. Maybe I'll give the But Kwani B says that future bear for Abdul Carter. Did you guys catch Abdul Carter's interview earlier today?
No.
He does not. I'm not trashing anyone. He does not sound like a.
I don't like him. I don't like him as defensive.
How do I phrase this appropriately?
Who?
He's not a blue chip player.
Abdul Carter.
Oh, he's got a lot of arrogance to him, and I think that he should. Maybe he's trying to invoke a little bit of Micah Parsons. Oh, you slept on my dog. I'm the same archetype. You're gonna make the same mistake twice. I have no issues with that attitude. Just specifically regarding Jaquan Brisker, man, like that's low hanging fruit. It's Penn State. Jaquan Brisker's doing dances on Mr. Tyler Warren as well. It's just a Penn State thing, man.
Yeah, it's all good. We don't know what's going to happen.
But no, I actually think what people think Carter is, if you look at the Alabama middle linebacker, Jihad, that's a name now, huh? Jihad Campbell, like he's actually more what people want the Penn State, because he's from Penn State, defensive end to be, like the Dallas Cowboys, Micah Parsons, where he can come down and play defensive end. And I don't know why we are doing that in the NFL. Like why we want our middle linebackers to play defensive end. I'm not seeing that as a big scheme leap, but yeah.
All right, Knowledge. I got to get to, because you've been in my ear, which it's not a net. I'm being positive.
Oh no.
We've had our chats back and forth. You've had a couple, as you've done your scouting, a couple guys that you've been very high on. Bring up a couple. We only have a little bit of time here. Bring up a couple you've been really hot on that you hope the Bears go after, that maybe other people aren't as hot on as you are.
I mean, round one, obviously, I would have Kenneth Grant higher than, I would have Kenneth Grant, my number one player on the board, with Tyreek Williams hurt. I see them both as three. And if I'm the Chicago Bears, let me word it like that. So I'm looking at it as the Chicago Bears need best player on the board. I mean, those guys might be it, actually. And then add Mason Graham if you need 3 tech and you have nose tackle and line control already, right? He's amazing. Obviously, is it Mormont or Morant, the center guard from USC? You've talked about. I really like. I think that I have 3 interior offensive linemen that I see. I would say there's 100. So this year I added what I would call a purple grade, because everybody talks about blue chip and then the red bracket, which is pretty much second round. And I feel like in between that, we see a lot of players that actually have blue chip upside, and they don't really fit in between that second round grade or blue chip player. So I started calling them purple players, because blue and red makes purple.
I like it.
But anyway.
But not Knowledge, Adam, I've got to get out of here. I just want to hear both of your thoughts. I think I know what Adam's thoughts are, but way back, before that silly little Reese's Bowl, right? I saw a certain someone named
Come in.
Gray Zabel. Gray Zabel was a solidified Sharpie right on the board there. Day 3 pick. I saw a mock draft yesterday where Gray Zabel went 11th. What do you guys have to say about that? Is this Gray Zabel stuff real?
I was going to say Clay Webb. So Greg Zabel, he got his hype, his NFL draft hype at the Senior Bowl because he was the best he was the best offensive lineman at the Senior Bowl, right? People don't notice or haven't given any hype to Clay Webb, who was the second best offensive lineman in every drill in the game, all that at the Senior Bowl, right? So that's where I see Clay Webb, and I'm like, okay, that's a very similar player. Or Josh Gray, who dominated the Shrine Bowl and could maybe play tackle for you. I don't know. I mean, the guy is so technically sound, like skill-wise. It wouldn't shock me, man. And you see those guys that I see as equal players that are going to go between, the 4th round on day 3. So why would you take, I don't know, an equal player on day 1? But this draft is kind of like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, every corner, every piece of data that I look at, it's always reverting back to the same thing that I heard from Dane Brugler almost in 2024, it feels like. Picks 20 to 60 are the same. So this Gray Zabel guy, I would tread very, very lightly, and I'm just very, very happy the Bears were able to acquire their center before they had to go in that experiment. Gentlemen, I got to get out of here. It's been
Carl,
a
we appreciate you popping in, buddy.
There's a chance. There's a chance you guys never see me again. You know what the outcome is. And Various, that's why I did this, buddy. If we get a certain someone at 5 and a certain someone falls to 10, it's been real. Gentlemen, you have a good draft.
Bye, you got to come back on and snap. That's what it's all about.
You're telling me on my show? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, buddy. I'm just kidding, buddy. We'll see you next week.
No, kick my ass. That's what they pay to see.
I'm not kicking nothing. Peace out, gentlemen.
See you, Carl. That's the nightmare scenario for me, is if the Bears trade up to 5, give up 10 and 41, and then the Jaguars at 10 then take Mason Graham with the pick we could have taken Mason Graham at, and they get, say, Jonas Savania, an offensive lineman to help us too.
A running back or Carter, right? They would be going up for a running back, Carter.
If they're trading up to 5, it's
Tyler
not for
Warren.
Carter.
I heard it tied in today. Ian Cunningham, stop him.
If they're trading up to 3, it's for Carter. If they're trading up to 5, it's either for Tyler Warren or Mason or Ashton Genty. Likely Ashton Genty, but there's no.
Can I tell you real quick something about Carter I saw on the tape that kind of put me off to the guy?
Go for it.
So Illinois playing Penn State, right? I'm watching the tape. I support Illinois, man. Support Northern Illinois local teams, and know a lot of kids that end up on there. And actually want people to give them feedback and stuff, and Carter is going against JC Davis, who next year will probably work his way up to a mid-round prospect, I would hope, at least, if not a top prospect. And he's just getting locked down, right, the entire time, right? And this is him as a defensive end, right? So what do? They move him over to like the nose tackle spot, and they move him over to like a linebacker, a stand-up linebacker spot, right? And from there, he starts kicking Illinois' ass, right? He does, right? Now, there's a lot of people going to say, okay, I love that about that player, right? But to me, if you can't, your job's to be a defensive end, right? Like, we need, I don't know. I like Odangbo a lot higher than most people probably do. The guy averages 40 pressures a year, which is elite. He may not get the sacks, but he averages 40 pressures a year. That's Jalen Carter numbers.
When we signed him, I was super excited. In fact, I made the video on it. This is the position I played in high school. I've been obviously a little small to make it in college, but I'm 6'2". At coming out of high school, I was 215, 220. Not quite big enough to make it to the next level, but that's the position I played. And I I love my defensive ends more than anything, and Odangbo has it. He's got the strength, he's got the moves. He's not just a push into the guy. He knows what it takes to get to the quarterback, and while he, just like you said, just while he doesn't get the sack every single time, he gets pressure. Would I consider him a top 10 defensive end of the league? No, but he's going to be a very complimentary guy that does his job, moves the tackle back, collapses that pocket, and helps with the overall vision of the defensive line. He's going to be a good asset for this team.
If he
Very much.
bursts out and becomes that guy that got on his next team, his second team, and became like a megastar, though, like a Suggs or something like that, like, don't be shocked. I'm just saying that. Don't be shocked. And I want us to draft Landon Jackson with one of those 2 second-round picks that you do not, look at my eyes, you do not trade neither of them second-round picks. Ryan Poles, Ian Cunningham, do not trade the picks. You do not trade a second-round pick. If you got to trade a third-round pick, okay, it's probably where you should get your running back. But 39 and 41 is going to have top talent. We're talking the same talent you're going to get at 10. So, yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Why would you trade that pick? Why would you
All right,
trade?
So all offseason, this is for you guys in the chat too. You guys chime in. All offseason, all we've heard is how valuable having that second rounder is. Number 39, number 41, number 72. Those are super valuable. Now all of a sudden they're not as valuable, and we're going to use them and we're going to trade up. You see other teams in this draft.
Non-defensive end that plays these other spots, or a running back, which historically, it just, and I like Gentry. I do. I like him maybe more than you do. I see some Barry Sanders to the guy, man. Like, I do like, and his ability to, when he's hit, to just bounce and shift the weight. That's beautiful, man. That is not worth your second round pick. Just wait.
We are 1/2 hour away from this draft. Here's something that I saw in the chat. I can't go back up and find it. They were mentioning in the chat earlier how, the defensive line, was it more responsible for our losses last year, or was the offense? Do we need to get Caleb Williams more help? Now, keep in mind, guys, we've added Jonah Jackson. We've added Joe Tooney. We've added Drew Dahlman. We've added some offensive line. We still need to get some depth. The biggest issue last year was the depth. When people got hurt, it was an issue. So we do need to add there. But why do we need to add to this defensive line? Why are we talking about defensive line when we need to add to the offense? What's your response there to that, Knowledge?
They already revamped the offensive line via trades. Before the free agency even opened, or no, and with Dahlman. So you now not only have, elite, but you have force amplifiers that make everybody better in pass blocking at left guard, right? And you have a center that makes all 5 offensive linemen better at run blocking, right? So they're not just stars. You have 2 force amplifiers, which I'm trying to think, when you see that often, when an offensive line has that, a lot of times it's Super Bowl teams, baby. Like, just saying. But that's 2 force amplifiers that make everybody better, right? And so, and I believe the coaching is going to be huge, man. So you talk about offensive line. The offensive line last year actually had its moments towards the end where it was molding. Once you they listened to me screaming, take the right guard out, not that right guard, the other right guard, and put the Matt Pryor in, which they knew week 3 of the preseason was the best right guard they had, but they still kept trying to play this guy who had said, I'm done. I don't want to play. And then this guy they traded for, who can't do nothing, isn't still on the team, still soaking up $4 million, but whatever. Anyway, but week 3, they started. Who did they start at right guard and it looked great? Oh, Matt Pryor, right? So why did it take this many weeks to put him in?
All right, so what's your thought right here? Reese, you brought this up at the perfect time. What's your thought on Karan Abagaji then? Caleb
is a big issue. I hate to tell everybody this. Caleb last year became a big issue because he got a little rattled And what he did is, so you have your 3-step drop, 5-step drop, 7-step drop, right? Right. That's where you drop back. So in the play design, right, when he's dropping back and he's hitting that 5th foot, right, the play is designed and schemed for you to fire the football because the wide receivers are schemed to be open. So when you hop and you hold it, oh, now he went that far that way. Oh, he went, oh, I'm on the ground. So there's got to be a trust in the scheme with him to fire. Now, do we want him to freelance sometimes and build off that 2 to 4 times a game and make that huge play? Yeah, we want him to do that. But you got to be great within the scheme first. And Ben Johnson, to me, that's why I did that when you asked. Like, we got like these elite offensive linemen are just cake on top of like frosting on top of cake and cherries and sprinkles, because like once Caleb and him are right and he's firing, like timing right, like the offensive line isn't going to be a big deal.
I'm going to be fair to Caleb because take the offensive line outside of it. Our starters weren't that bad. Whether people agree with that or not, the starters weren't that bad.
No.
Nobody else, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, they didn't walk into a situation where they started with Shane Waldron and then they, went and he got fired, and then the head coach got fired, and then, you're on your 3rd offensive coordinator by midseason. Like nobody else has gone through
after.
that. So Caleb,
that's not even tragic compared to what the players went through the season before. You know what I mean? Like we want to bring all that up.
Caleb was
like,
a rookie in the league, and rookies have to be developed properly. And when you go through what he went through that first year, this is a huge opportunity for Ben Johnson to come in, develop what you're saying with him, develop that rapport with him, have it in sync, having everything in the same line, and then they move. Now we get to see what Caleb could do. So,
right. And he still put up the same numbers Stroud put up across the board, bro. Maybe 100%. Better in some. I don't know if you've ever seen
better in a lot of
Stroud's rookie comparisons versus Caleb's rookie. He was actually better than Stroud last year, but Stroud is a rookie versus Caleb is a rookie. The numbers are identical. That's why I always tell people, watch out for NFL hype, and especially NFL draft hype, man. There's a reason 70% of first-round picks bust, like, yeah.
So wrap it one more time. We're going to come back to it. Why is the defensive line so much more important than a running back or a tight end? Or why do you want to see because I think I'm in step with you. I've been all off season. Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant.
It's tight end too, so they're using it.
Yeah, but 12 personnel is really important.
It is. And 10, 12, I like some of their sets and stuff. Man, can't you get an H back? Like, can't you? Aren't them pretty easy to come by? Like, and I mean, they only get 400 yards a year. You're getting a guy to get 400 yards a year, right? And 2 to 4 touchdowns, right? At your H-back. And then Ben Johnson's, they want him to play the fullback. So that's where you start talking about Tyler Warren, which now you're taking your first-round pick and putting him at the most dangerous position in football, where he has to ram into defensive linemen every time. Why is the defensive line so important right now? Because, like, the offensive line, the offense is there and ready. And once you add that with Ben Johnson coming in and good coaching across the board, you're going to have this huge impact, with these new players that are veterans and know how to teach. The offense is going to naturally become better without having to put all that extra stuff in it right now. Now, I'm not saying don't draft a running back. I think earlier, I don't know if y'all heard me, but 72, if you want to pair a 3rd-round pick next year and go up, do it. Or you want to pair your 5th next year because it's probably going to be cheaper this year. Move up 10 picks. Make sure you get a Judkins at 60. You know what I'm saying? Something. Oh, yeah, for sure. Let's do that. Right.
This is a great point from James Horner and a couple other ones after this. Learn from the mistakes of last year. But James Horner, the defensive line has more rotations in any given game. And I pointed that out on this channel a lot. Your defensive line rotates through more than your offensive line. You hope they stay set the entire game. They're the same 5 games through the whole game. You don't want them rotating out. Your defensive line, they're the ones getting the burst. They're the ones with the punch. They're the ones bursting off the line, trying to get through the offensive line. And they'll rotate them in sometimes for offense or for run alignment, for pass rush alignment. So those guys have got to be fresh, and they rotate more than anybody. In fact,
And
your
I
top
don't see the talent there to be, even with better coaching, a much better defensive line than last year, honestly.
So
even with better players,
Ryan, you've asked this a couple times. I don't have any desire to comment on Shannon Sharp's allegations in that situation. I really don't. I don't want to get involved in all that stuff with that. So
we don't know.
I don't want to
I
touch
wasn't
it.
there, bro. I wasn't there. If I was there, I'd tell you all about it for real. I'd be like, hey, yeah, I was there. I'll tell you everything I saw, but I wasn't there, so I don't know, bro.
He's letting his lawyers handle it. Yeah, I don't know, 50-year-old man.
I pray for everybody involved, and I pray that God's justice is done. It's kind of how I look at
at some point, learn to. I don't know. This is just my personal advice. At some point, learn to settle down, stop playing the promiscuous role, settle down, have a family, wife and kids. There's truth in
some of us get aged out, Adam, and then it's hard when what keeps coming up to you is beautiful 20-something-year-old girls, and you're like, that's not really what I was looking for. I was looking for a beautiful 30-something-year-old woman, you know what I mean? But these beautiful 20, and it does get hard. You do go to have morals about the whole thing, man. I'm not saying I've ever done anything like no Shannon Sharp did. Oh shoot, no, I said he did it. I didn't say he did. No, let's change the subject, can we?
I'm having a blast with you on here. The draft, guys.
No, the draft
is 17 minutes away. We are going to kick knowledge off here in just a little bit. But
it is what it is, brother. I'm happy to. Yeah, this has been awesome, man.
I want to see. This is going to be kind of fun for you. I want to see your reaction. Do whatever you want to do. Your reaction if we draft
Mason Graham, awesome. We got another 3-tech. We got him, Javon Dexter, and the guy from Atlanta.
Let's see your reaction, though. I want to see your reaction. How are you going to react?
Oh, my reaction? Yeah, that's awesome. He's a bear. Bear the fuck down.
All right.
Sorry, I'll try and watch
your reaction if we trade up and draft Ashton.
I mean, it's all. We're gonna have good offense. I would guess. Yeah. So.
All right, your reaction
sucks.
Your reaction if we take, let's say we take
Gray's couple picks on day 2, I guess.
All right, Gray's-a-Bell.
Third one. What's the next one?
Gray's.
If we traded up and drafted him.
No, just at 10. If we take Gray's-a-Bell at 10.
I can't. I'm trying not to cuss here, Adam. Why are you doing this to me, bro? I'm trying not to say obscenities and stuff. Now you got me about to just the whole camera, Like, do you see this face? Do you see this face? Why would you do that? That is stupid. Stupid. Do you see this? Stupid. Don't do stupid things. You're smart.
I love it, man. We're gonna have fun tonight, guys. Whoever the Bears pick.
You didn't ask about Tyler Warren, thank goodness, man, because my blood pressure probably would have shot through the freaking roof on that one. Man, tight ends bust 99. Okay. Please, anybody, you got the Googler and the Yahoos and the Bings, get on there and type, what % do tight ends bust in the NFL draft at? And you're going to see data that tells you 99.999% of them bust because they do not produce in the first contract, right? Now, does that mean they don't produce in the second contract, right? And you got to re-sign them, whatever, right? I don't want a guy that takes 5 years to develop. Give me Jackson Halls in the 7th round if you're going to do that.
I like it. Hey, share with us any other, because you've been bringing up a lot of players. We got just a couple more minutes here. The draft is getting. They're singing the national anthem.
Rocket Sanders is gonna have 1,000-yard season in his career, and then probably get hurt after 4 years of his rookie
Undervalued.
contract and go off. Yeah, so if you want a burner back, he ain't as good as Gibbs. I really like Neal. Nobody brings up Neal a
Devin
lot.
Neal out of
Yeah,
Kansas.
yeah. And when I watch his tape, I see a lot. If he liked David Montgomery and working with David Montgomery, I think that Ben Johnson would love this kid, only he's a little faster than David Montgomery. He's not quite as strong, but it's very similar, type of running back, in my opinion, right? I really like Mullins for the reasons I said earlier, but in terms of running backs, I really like some of the later guys. I seen somebody bring up my Matt Forte comparison. Ollie Gordon, there he is. Ollie Gordon reminds me of Matt Forte. He also runs up, right? The whole everybody doesn't know that, like Ashton Gentry, because the NFL didn't put the hype stream right up him,
Yep.
These players are seventh, first, undrafted free agents, and they're not that different, really. It's just scheme and coaching, development. Those three things: scheme, coaching, development. Those are the three most important things in the NFL. They might not matter in the NBA. They might not matter in baseball, but they really, really, and then training, and when I say development, I'm including hey, this guy needs to do box squats, not regular squats, because he already has strength when he gets like that. We need him to have strength coming out of his stance. So we're going to make a box that's the size of where his butt is when he's coming out of his stance. And we're going to have him shoot squats off that box, right? Developing unique training programs for guys and stuff like that. That's something, I thank Ryan Pace for at least rebuilding a training room that was over 100 years old. I don't know if people knew that. So he did do a few things good while he was here, at least that. But now we need the right trainer in there, in my opinion. This guy that was assistant, he's going to get a chance. We'll see who he is. But
all right, so you mentioned tight ends. I want to hit this before you're actually knowledge. I gotta say, you're a lot of fun to have on here. You're very knowledgeable too.
I want to come back, bro. I thought I'd bring. Here's what I thought in my head. I thought I'd bring real, awesome, debate and intelligence, because we'll debate over stuff too, right? But I also thought I'd bring some comedy to the show because, why not? It's a celebration.
I'm loving it. So you mentioned we don't always agree on everything. I'm gonna say I would. Brock Bowers was a huge impact last year. Just because we have Cole Kmet, I would be very open to Tyler Warren. So you've made your stance. You don't want Tyler Warren at 10. I get that, and I respect it.
I like Tyler Warren.
But you don't want him. You don't want him at 10. What I'm getting at is who do you want the Bears? Because we're gonna pick a tight end. So who do you want at tight end for the Bears? Where would you want him to pick it? 39, 41, 72, 150, or 148. Who do you want at tight end, and who would you project them to be taken?
Project, or who do I want? That's both. A huge difference.
Yeah. What do you think the Bears would go after? And
I'm big on this Jackson Halls kid. I don't even know what school he goes to be honest. Off the top of my head.
I gotta look.
It's a small school.
Is it Clemson? No, it's not.
H-A-W-E-S.
That's Gadsden. Yeah, I know who Jackson Hawes is. I can't remember what school either.
Tight end two's job is
Georgia Tech.
To block. It's mainly a blocking, so especially in Ben Johnson's scheme. So when I look at Ben Johnson's scheme and what he wants, right? He wants a guy that has the ability to come back and play fullback as well, right? So they will play fullback. It's an H-back, right? Play tight end two, come across the fields, and be able to get space there. Hall's, if you look up his catches, he's never even caught the football, I don't think, once, bro. He might have one catch in his career. It's that bad. But you're gonna be developing. Sorry, my mom's calling. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. Sorry, Mom. I'm on TV. But yeah. So that personally, if you're asking me who I'd take, and I got to develop a guy over 4 or 5 years and be a blocker, and I'll teach that. I'll put that kid in a jugs machine, and I'll turn him into a really good tight end over time. Personally, I think renegotiating with some of these guys, we can We can go get some free agents. I think that's the best answer for linebacker for sure. There's 3 or 4 linebackers, even though I like, so 7th round pick and free agent at
Or tight end.
For tight end and linebacker was how I'd go. Unless we're sitting at, pick, round 3 and this guy fell. So if I'm in round 2 and Tyler Warren's there, I know the 99% bust rate, but I'll probably take him round 2. I just kind of got to notch him down because of the bust rate. Does that make sense to you?
I think there's going to be a huge run on tight ends, though. I think you're going to see Tyler
Oregon,
Warren and Colson Loveland gone in the top 14. I think both of them.
Maybe 10.
Even a shot Mason Taylor goes early, too. Mason Taylor, I'm really high on Mason Taylor from what I saw at the combine, combined with his tape during the season. Mason Taylor is going to be a good prospect as well.
Who's the one they're talking about is going to go in the first as tight end 3 now? Not Taylor, not him, and not the Texas tight end who I like too.
Gunnar Helm would be a 3rd rounder. It's right now. It's Tyler Warren and then it's Colston Loveland. Those are your top 2.
And then
after that, it's Mason Taylor.
Mason Taylor they're talking about as a 1st round pick right now?
He's potentially jumping up into the 1st round. Yeah, possibly with Chargers range.
Todd. I mean, Todd. No, sorry. I was watching. That's what Todd McShay said, is that he's tight end 3 will be going real early, and there might even be a tight end 4. So it made me think of that. I've been working on that all day. My bad. I didn't come up with good, but I have to do it. I had to do it as draft day. I meant to go Todd. Adam. I'm Adam. Todd. Adam.
I like Howie R. Bears comment. Jalen
Conyers
Conyers is also a do-everything tight end. I like Jalen Conyers a lot. I think that's a great prospect. Absolutely.
Working too. Oh, so there's another Penn State tight end of the same mold.
No. Penn State is Warren. That's Tyler Warren.
It's PSU. I'm not actually. He's giving me its info, so he's plugging me up. I need to know the plug, man. Who's he talking about?
Knowledge. We're almost to draft time. I'm going to let you go. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you being here. Give us your shout outs of what you want to see happen. Give us your excitement. Your excited dance again. Let us know everything you got going on for you. And you can even let people know where they can find you if they want to see your YouTube as well.
You can just click on this page or Google Knowledge Untamed. That's me. Yeah, whatever you search with. Like, I'm at the top, all that. But what I want to see tonight, I don't know if we can trade back and get Kenneth Grant. That would be, I hate to keep repeating the same name. Like, I don't know, 120 players, at least 120 to 130 that I would give at least 2nd round grades over the next 2 days. But that is just, Tyleik Williams got hurt. Kenneth Grant's ready day 1. You know what I mean? So if we don't get Kenneth Grant day 1, I want Tyleik Williams day 2 for sure. You have to get him, right? But if we trade back a bit, add like a 3rd round pick, moving back a few picks, right? And then take Kenneth Grant there. And then in the 2nd round, take 39 and you move up, right? You take 39, which is very appealing to teams because it's got a 30 in front of it and not of a 40. I'm sorry, people are human and brains are small even when they're GMs. So you take 39 and you say, I'll give you this future pick with 39. I'll give you my future 2nd, and you go up and you take your top tackle, your top left tackle. And I'm a huge Braxton Jones fan, man. And I do think if training, if he adds to his core, like Connerly would be the left tackle. I think that or the Ohio State Josh Simmons. I would take Josh Simmons. They'd probably take Connerly, but Connerly has trouble with the bull rush too. Now, but he has more base, a bigger butt and bigger legs, right? So he doesn't get mauled over as much. So you can develop him over time to not get bull rushed as bad, right? Or you can put Braxton Jones in the training room and develop him in that area. It's both development. I'd probably move up for Josh Simmons. I don't know if they'll move back into the 1st round or not. I do think they're gonna pick at 10, and I think that Ryan Poles is doing what he has done outside of Caleb Williams. When the whole world knew I'm gonna take Caleb Williams, I'm gonna glaze Caleb Williams, right? But when nobody knows who I'm gonna take, I'm gonna glaze everybody here. You know what I mean? I'm gonna glaze
Smoke
this guy
screens.
for a couple days. I'm gonna glaze this, and it's literally he has shook the entire NFL draft world, bro, by doing that. Him and Ian Poles coming out a week ago took what looked like a dead draft, and now people are talking about it may be tons of trades and like
Normally
that's the
40 trades a
power
year.
that guy has and the intelligence that guy has, right? But I always look back to Jalen Carter and what he said there, man. And he had the chance to take him. He traded down and took Wright. He never mentioned Wright once, you know?
Yep.
So
Smart stuff.
that's the way
Knowledge.
to go. Yeah, that's how geniuses work, bro. Like,
Thank you for coming on. Appreciate
oh,
you.
it's been a blessing, bro.
Draft's about
Draft
to start
night.
in about 2
Let's
minutes.
start a chant in the chats. Can I get some draft night chants? Draft day chants.
Draft night.
Draft night. Draft night. Draft night. Bear down, everybody, and God bless, man. Hey, have me back on, bro.
You got it.
I know it's draft day. Hit me up tomorrow. You want me to come on or something?
We'll do it post draft. Much respect and best wishes in your producing career and everything in the music industry.
Yeah.
Check him out, guys.
Your
Appreciate
sound's
you coming on,
great,
buddy.
by the way. Adam, you got great sound, brother. That's
Thank
one
you.
thing I can say. God bless, brother.
We're working on it. All right.
God
Have a
bless
good one.
and bear down.
Bear down. All right, guys. Before this thing starts, I gotta take a little Adam break. So it'll be just a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and put on my video from earlier for those of you who didn't see it. It's very short, but it's about the craziness going on. So I'm going to put that on now. And then are we about to have my nightmare scenario? I'll be back in 3 minutes. So I'm going to put this on, and then we're going to bear down in just a minute. Come true. According to the sports books, the Bears are trading up for Ashton Genty. Now, I'm going to preface that according to the sports books. There's nothing official, and the sports books get it wrong a lot. Their job is to mitigate loss. So if people are heavily betting on the Bears with a plus margin to get Ashton Genty, they will bring those odds down to a negative margin to be able to get it to be fluctuated out, to be able to mitigate their losses, or vice versa. If they've got so many people betting on the Jaguars and the Raiders, they're going to bring those odds down for the Bears if they don't think the Bears are going to take him. There's a whole complicated mess that goes into that. You guys can comment on that if you want. But just because the sports books are telling you the Bears are taking Ashton Genty with a negative margin does not mean it's happening, okay? Now, if it happens, the world thinks I'm going to crap out like that. I'm going to crap out. That's how they think I'm going to act. What I'm really going to act like is, my franchise did it again. My franchise just pulled off the stupidest. That's the mic right there. Stupid. It would be a stupid move. So we're going to look at a nightmare scenario for me. This, to me, is the most awful scenario that could happen. The Bears trade up, and let's just say they give the minimum to get up to 1.5, which would be 241, not even 239, and nothing else. Just giving 241. That could be Jonah Savania. We need depth on the offensive line. We need that bad. If that happened...
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Ah! Guys, please, Ryan Poles, please. I understand he's a dynamic running back who you guys may have fallen in love with. Let this be smokescreen. Can you imagine Mason Graham, after they trade down 2-5, Mason Graham going to the Jaguars at that point? Can you imagine them getting Mason Graham and Jonah Savania and us getting Ashton Genty when we could take these two guys, we could take them at 10 and 41 and still get a running back? Caleb Johnson, Quinshot Judkins, Travion Henderson, someone at 239. Can you imagine this nightmare scenario? Can you imagine this happening to the Bears? Oh.
Oh my. No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Nothing's set in stone yet, guys. Nothing's set in stone. The trade is not official. If it happens, I will be eating more crow than anybody else. But I will tell you this. I've given you guys my authentic takes. I think Ashton Genty is a ticking bust waiting to happen. It's my personal analysis. I could be wrong. I've been wrong on some things before. I just do not like this pick. Do not like it, especially if we're going to give up Mason Graham in the process, Jonas Savania, and we can take another running back later. Oh, I don't know if I would be happy with this one. We're almost there, guys. Where am I at here? What's going on? What's going on in this crazy world we're living in? All right, we're back. Yes, I washed my hands. Nick Sartini with a $2 super chat. Nothing posted in there, man. You got to make a comment so we can highlight it. But he says right after that, Bears, bear down. Sounds like he's just excited to be here for it. The draft is live. We are live. Round one, pick one. In fact, we got to change the angle here, see how much we can get away with. You guys know how I feel about all that stuff now. If we draft Genty, I'll accept it. I'm not going to crash out. Some people have said I'll crash out. I put a meme earlier on Twitter. Some people think I'll crash out. It's going to be more of a type of situation. So, anyways, draft is going on. It has just started, and we're about to get to it. This is not going to be exciting, crazy, in-your-face type of stuff. Nothing action-packed right here, but we're going to bring it to you as it comes along. We're going to be here for the draft. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's see what NFL Network looks like on there. Let's see if they have a tracker. I'm going to try to bring up the draft tracker as it goes. Let's see if I can put that on the screen so you guys can see it as we announce it. Make it real big. All right, let's move this up. Let's add it to the screen. Commissioner's riding in on a bicycle. This is typical Green Bay weird stuff going on. I don't think I'm supposed to show this. Shh, we're not showing anything, guys. We're not doing anything wrong. We're being well-behaved kids over here. We got people riding out on bicycles. Like, what the crap is going on? Oh, this is a gong show already. Leave it up to Green Bay to have a gong show. Just pretend you can't see that on the screen. Let's not get me in trouble. Maybe I'll get in trouble later. We'll find out. Commissioner's at the stage. He's about to announce that the draft is beginning. A lot of cheeseheads there. You guys know the definition of a cheesehead, right? The definition of a cheesehead is literally an idiot. Like, it's an idiot. And they self-proclaim themselves to be cheeseheads. It's always fun to hear the boo birds. When I went to the draft live here in Vegas, it was actually a lot of fun to be a part of the boo. Just to boo Roger Goodell. That's actually really fun. Here we go. We've been waiting up. We've been worked up to this, guys. This is it's all happening now. We've been ready for this for months. Oh, put a lot of heart, soul, work effort. I didn't get everything out to you guys that I wanted to get out to you. There's so much time and work and effort we put into this. Went to dinner 2 nights ago with Nick Rohde. Really good. I think he's going to help me take this channel to the next level. Really, I mean, just solid dude. We've chatted a couple times, but then he was in town going to a bachelor party for a buddy. If you guys have seen his, he actually did some stuff earlier from St. George where they're, having a golf outing for his. He's still yakking away over there, Roger Goodell. And he gave me some good tips. He's going to do a conference. I think he's going to help take this channel to the next level. Really, really good guy. If you guys don't know Nick Rohde and just another year in Chicago, different style than here. He's more Harrison Graham reporting, getting things out quickly, less in-depth stuff than, but without the beer chugging, without the annoyance of Harrison Graham. Like if you have to choose between those two, like obviously go with Rohde, but anyways, that was really good. I think this channel is going to keep going in the right direction. But with that, I just want to say before this starts, 130 of you in the chat, you guys have made this channel possible, something that I didn't really intend to take this far. I really started it last year with the Justin Fields thing around December, so a year and 4 months ago. And you guys have made this channel possible. People like Knowledge, people like all of you guys, Richard Colby, Skeletor, Keith Hall, all of you guys. You've made this channel possible. So thank you for supporting it. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for being here with us. And you make it possible for me to share these types of things, the in-depth things that I always studied before I started this channel. And it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to keep doing it. You guys are here with it. And I appreciate you guys. Clay Matthews, I'll never forget 2012 or 13 in Chicago, me and my brother, we go out there, we make trips. It's fun. It was cold. Biggest mistake of my life, going in December. It was something like 5 degrees. And we bought those little hot chocolates. We bought like 7 of them just so we could keep something warm in our hands against the Packers. And Aaron Rodgers was literally doing the discount double check all game to us. And Clay Matthews, we're right there in the end zone. And he got a huge sack stopping us on that drive. And he stands up and he does that right in front of our faces, does the little belt thing. Clay Matthews did. I was ready to jump on the field and rip his head off. I hate the Packers. Nick Sartini with another $2 super chat. Don't feel obligated to do that, but I do appreciate you. FGB and their fans. Screw them. Screw the Packers. So you guys can see on the screen if you're looking really small. If you're looking really small, you can see the Titans are on the clock. They have 9.5 minutes left. I wouldn't assume they'll take the whole 10 minutes, but they are officially on the clock. I'm not looking at all the chat. I'm just trying to catch up. Knowledge, I just got to say, man, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you sticking around, too. That was a lot of fun with you. I will have you back for sure. That was some fun. Good guy, and he's got knowledge. I have chats with him within the threads, and Knowledge knows his football for sure. Good guest on the show, too. So Tennessee's on the clock. 8.5 minutes, 8 minutes, 53 seconds left. I would be shocked if this is anything but Cam Ward. But at some point in this draft, guys, there is going to be a shocker. There's going to be a shocker that blows all of our socks off. There will be trades. Who knows if this is true or not, but Denver's trying to break into the top 10. We hear rumors all the time. Hate the Packs as well. Who doesn't hate the Packers? Those of you who are subscribed members, Dave S., those of you guys who are subscribing, get those cheese puking emojis. Get the Jordan Love with the poop on his head. I should have created some more. Before the season, I will have some more emojis coming out. Don't you guys worry. I'll have more. Yeah, those who don't know Carl's page is Thigh and Smy. Carl is doing his darkness retreat for the draft. He didn't want to be on during the draft, but he said, "Hey, let's kick it for a minute beforehand." There we go, Jeff. There we go. FGB. Yeah, I feel the same way here, Dimitri. Hope Ian is telling polls to be patient. Here's the key to this draft for the Bears. If Genty goes at 5 to the Jaguars. If Genty goes at 5, there is a legit shot that Mason Graham could fall to the Bears at 10. Now, the Panthers could take him still. Even the Saints could take him still. So we're not out of the woods, but there's a legit shot that could happen if we get there. If you haven't been watching my channel long enough, you guys will know I've exposed Jordan Love's weaknesses. Jordan Love is a little overhyped. I didn't plan on going into the draft. You guys are making me stick around because you guys have been awesome tonight, just so you guys know. Was not planning on sticking around into the draft. I am planning tomorrow, but I've had a little bit with my throat. Had a little bit, but we're surviving. I let Knowledge and Carl go back and forth there in a minute. They saved my voice, so we'll see if we can survive in here. First round, pick 1. Titans have not picked yet, but they're on the clock. I would expect each one of these to take close to 10 minutes as we start this draft off. There's nothing going to be like crazy exciting, crazy enthused here, but let's see here. Let's switch this over, see what you guys can see what I see. They're on the phone with whoever they're picking. If you can see that, they're on the phone. You have to assume this is Cam Ward. I can look over the camera. Hey, guys. How's it going? Bear down. I'll do the knowledge dance. Switch this back. Check out the chat. Yeah, I'd take Graham over Nolan. They always drag it out. They drag it out every year. I think the commissioner tells them to be honest. Hype it up a little bit. Make the drama of the draft last. I don't think they want them to pick within the first couple minutes. They make them wait. It's the production of the draft. They do this every year. Yep, I'm sticking around till at least pick 10. If we do a trade down, it'll be longer. I'm hoping we do the trade down. Even if Ryan pulls off a trade down to, depending on who's there on the board. But if he trades down to 11 with the Niners or 13 with the Dolphins, this is my dream scenario. I'm still not off the trade down. I want the trade down, guys. I gotta scoot this over a little bit so I'm not being blocked by. Oh, did I just screw that up? I'm screwing up my rig here. Bob Billings, $2 super chat. Glad your voice is holding up, Adam. Glad you're holding up too, Bob. Glad you're here. We're fine. I wore myself out a little bit this season. We have lots to go. So I got to pace myself a little bit better. Got to pace myself and make sure we last. Ad revenue is happening. Do you guys getting commercials? It is set for commercials, so I appreciate you guys. You got another super chat. Michael Long, go Bears. Sipping on Woodford Reserve to calm my nerves. That's not bad advice. I can't on screen. I don't drink, period. But hey, you guys, this is one of the more impactful, nerve-wracking drafts that I've been a part of. This is one of those where I feel the need to have a little bit of something I need to take a Xanax or something. I don't know. Nick's in Colorado enjoying the Rocky Mountain High. Sure, Nick, Rocky Mountain. We get what you're saying there. All right, I think they're saying the pick is in. Let's see if we switch this camera angle. Let's do it. Here we go. So the pick's in. Get me out of the way a little bit. Did we move this thing too much? We did. It's not a flattering angle for me. I'm only doing this so you guys can see the TV. I don't think I'm supposed to show this, but hey, we're here for you. Here for you, for the people. Come on. Cam Ward. So it's chalk so far. No, I wouldn't expect anything crazy to happen with these first couple picks, guys. I would expect it to go pretty chalk. I would expect it to be, as you would expect for the first couple peaks. First couple picks. I would expect it to go that way. Cam Ward, number 1. I don't think that's a great pick either. It is what it is. I got people texting me like crazy. Sorry, guys. Whew, lots of texts. People are excited. This is a big draft for the Bears. Woohoo! We got all sorts of flying movement going on right now. Flying movement. So between those ones, I wanted to bring this up so you guys could see it. Let's go here to if you guys didn't see earlier, I did an updated salary cap video, updated roster spots. The biggest things from this, here's our top 30 visits. I just wanted to revisit this so you guys saw it while we wait for the next picks to come in. Typically, the Bears have, someone's saying the Jags are moving up. I haven't seen it reported yet. You guys on Twitter? Ooh. People are saying Adam. People are saying Adam. I'm not seeing it. What did the Jaguars do? I got to get to Twitter. They're announcing it right now. Here he is. So the Jaguars are trading 5 for 2. The Jaguars are getting the 4th and the 6th rounders back, 104 and 200. And they're giving up their 2nd rounder and their 4th rounder and a future 1st round pick. Holy cow. That's a draft haul. That is huge. The Jaguars are going to move up and either take Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. There's no other reason than to trade up for those two, the true blue chippers of this draft. So that's a monster trade. Everyone's talking about the Bears trading up with the Jaguars. The Jaguars are actually trading up to take their player. This is a big one. They're giving up next year's 1st rounder to the Browns. You saw a lot of rumors about the Browns being willing to trade back. That has happened now. The Browns are trading back with the Jaguars, giving up a 2nd and 4th for a 4th and a 6th and a future 1st rounder. So a couple pick swaps this year, a 2nd for a 4th and a 4th for a 6th, but also a 1st rounder next year. That's huge. That's massive. Let's see if they have it on here. Let's see if we can pull the trade up if they have the trade going on right now. That was big. That's a big trade so far. We'll see if I can find the trade to post it here for you guys. They should have the trade available soon, and I'll post it on the screen. But I saw it live. It was pick swap of 5 to 2, getting next year's 1st, and pick swapping 2nd for 4th and 4th for 6 rounders. That's what it was. First craziness of the draft has ensued. Oof, that's big. Big news so far. Poles was right. This draft will be crazy. Everybody's saying there's not going to be any trades. That's bularchy. It's always, every year, there's always trades. All right, the pick's in. Let's see who this pick is going to be. Let's see here. Again, this is not a flattering view for me. I'm only doing this so you guys can see the screen. I'm looking for the trade so I can post it for you guys. Okay, I'm gonna make a thing here while this is coming on. I'm going to have it on the ticker here in 2 seconds, guys. All right. There is the new one. So there's the trade. Jaguars received number 2 overall, number 104, and number 200. The Browns received number 5, number 36, number 126, and next year's first round draft pick. Here we go. Here's the pick. Here's the pick for the Jaguars. Jaguars trading up. This is wild. I hope I don't get in trouble for this. We'll find out later, but this is for you guys. That's what this is for. We're having fun. We've led up to this. If we get a little copyright strike, I'll delete the video later. We'll see what happens. It's got to be Travis Hunter. You got to believe they're doing that to help out Trevor Lawrence and the defense. Here we go. That's how you say Duval. Liam Cohen. Duval. Duval. So Eric Armstead is up, making the pick. And they're taking their sweet little time. So right there is the trade details for those who want to see it. Jaguars received number 2, number 104, number 200. Browns received number 5, number 36, number 126. They also get next year's first round pick, which is huge. Travis Hunter. Knew that's who it was going to be. We knew it. Knew it. Yeah, that's a big trade. That's a big one. That's a very lopsided trade. That is a expensive trade up. The trade value chart does not equal on that one. That is not an equal trade, all things being considered. So they definitely paid to come up for that one. That was not cheap. Giants are on the clock now. Travis Hunter's coming onto the stage. He's very excited. You guys can see it in the little box there. I don't want to get copyrighted strike, but you guys, hopefully you like the format of what's going on here. Hopefully we're okay. I wish I could pull that jacket off. Sean Ollinger says, I wish I could pull that jacket off. I think Travis Hunter's going to have a good career. I do. Look who's back. We're 8 picks away. 8 picks away and possibly a trade down. I don't know how. See, here's my thing, guys. I heard the same thing all you guys heard. I heard everything. I heard all the same things. I never heard Ryan Poles alluding to trading up. And then your ESPN, your CHGO, those guys ran with it and made it sound like we are definitely trading up from his. He specifically said adding more players. Trading away draft capital does not equal adding more players. And combine that with what he said at the combine, how he said this is a draft where you can trade down and acquire more picks. Makes no sense how CHGO, ESPN, all those guys ran away with this. And then it doesn't mean that these trades were in the works, because all it takes is a couple rumors from your big outlets. And these guys run away with those rumors and it becomes wildfire. It becomes craziness all of a sudden. So I'm not saying the Bears won't trade up. I'm just saying it's not what I heard when I was listening to all that stuff. It is not what I heard at all. So they're interviewing Travis now. The Browns, there's a good question right there. Who does Cleveland take at 5 now? The Browns need so many things. They can use an edge. They can also use Mason Graham. They could have just traded back, got a ton of draft capital, and picked up Mason Graham. They need an edge. They need defensive line. They need I don't think Mason Graham makes it past the Browns at this point. I think they take Mason Graham at 5. So I think my hopes of Mason Graham just went out the window because I was planning on the Browns taking Travis Hunter and hopefully the Jaguars taking Ashton Genty. With those things gone, I think Mason Graham is now a Brown at 5. That's what I think. So not a good trade for the Bears. This leads us not getting Mason Graham, but also not the worst thing in the world either. I just don't want us to trade up at this point. I don't want us to trade up. I can show the draft order. I think I can just do it here and zoom out a little bit so you guys can see some more of this. We'll just scroll down a little bit. You can see the next one's coming up, but it's going to make that TV a little bit smaller. We'll just do that. That helps you guys out a little bit. You'll see what's coming up. I can tell you from memory every single pick. We got the Titans first, and now it's been the Jaguars second. You got the Giants, then you got the Patriots, then you got the Browns, the Raiders after that, and then you've got the Jets, then you've got the Panthers, then you got the Saints, then you got us, then you got the Niners, and so on. So here we are. Looks like the pick is in for the Giants. They're going to be announcing it very soon. Pick is in for the Giants. They're talking about Travis Hunter, how exciting he is for the Jaguars. They needed cornerback bad. So cornerback taken, and they can also use the wide receiver help. I do think they'll use him in Jacksonville as a dual threat guy. And he'll be paid as the number 2 overall pick, so that's huge. Yeah, I think, Zach, I do believe that's been the pick for a long time. I think the Patriots are all in on Will Campbell. It's felt like that for a while. Number 1, they need a left tackle. Number 2, they need a guard. So if he's not working out at left tackle, you can move him into guard in his rookie year to help him adapt. Either way, I think he's going to work fine for them at left tackle. I think he's going to, I mean, the Patriots need help on the offensive line. They've got to protect Drake May. So I think it's a solid pick there for them, Will Campbell. And I agree, Double B. More surprise. There's 40 every year. We had one before the draft started. I don't remember who the 2 teams were. I really apologize. It was the Texans. Might have been the Browns. 2 5th-round picks for 2 6th and a 7th. So basically 1 5th round this year plus a future 5th round for a 6th, 6th, and 7th. The Houston got the 2 6th and a 7th, basically getting more picks this year. They're trying to pick as many offensive linemen as possible to try to bolster it. Abdul Carter, I missed the announcement, guys, but Abdul Carter, you can see it on the screen, is selected by the Giants. So nothing shocking yet as far as the picks, but the order, the trade up has changed. So that's a little shocking, but the first 3 picks are exactly who we thought it would be. Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter off the board. If you guys didn't see the interview earlier with Abdul Carter, they were interviewing him about being a Philly boy and keeping his Philly roots. And he said, I've always been from Philly. I'm always going to be a Philly guy. I'll just learn to adapt and learn how to be a New Yorker as well. That's why he didn't take more combine visits or top 30 visits. Sorry, you heard the Bears tried to have a top 30 visit with him, and he declined it. Well, you only do that if you have assurances from a team. If you're guaranteed by a team, hey, we're going to take you. Don't go get injured doing, visits somewhere else. We are taking you at 3. We promise we want you. We're good. We got you. That's the only reason you don't take other, top 30 visits. So throat is starting. Let's get to the Bears pick because my throat is starting to. We got the water. We're fine. I do want to go live for tomorrow, though, so I don't want to get it worn out tonight. I do want to go live because we have the 2 picks. We better have the 2 picks still. Please have the 2 picks. Don't trade up with the Raiders. Don't trade up with the Browns. Don't trade up with the Jets. Don't be stupid. Preserve our draft picks. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. That's all I'm saying. I don't think Cleveland would take Genty. I think Cleveland, they could. I mean, they could, but they really need defensive line help bad. And they've got Myles Garrett, but other than that, they don't have anything else. So I would think Mason Graham would be their pick there. I think that's really the best option for them. In fact, I haven't checked. Let's go team needs, which is not always right. NFL mock draft database. Go to team needs. Let's see what they say. They say the Browns need cornerback, edge, running back, wide receiver, offensive tackle, defensive line. So they've got defensive line way down their board. They're saying edge and quarterback and running back earlier. So, and cornerback. So, my view is not the same as mock draft database and what they're saying. They're saying they could take Ashton Genty at 5, and it's I guess it's possible. Who do they have anymore in Cleveland? Because Nick Chubb is obviously still a, let's see here. Browns depth chart. We're going to use the old Google. Maybe you guys are going to answer it in the chat already. Yeah, I would assume Campbell to the Patriots. They've got Jerome Ford and Pierre Strong. Ooh, they very much could be going Ashton Genty after getting another first next year. Oh, yeah, the Browns are definitely in play for Ashton Genty for sure. They've got Jerome Ford and Pierre Strong right now. That is it. I am reading the room wrong. Ashton Genty could be going to the Browns for sure. Mason Graham or Ashton Genty would be. But it's the Browns. But see, there's my scenario. If I'm the Bears and I traded back and got another first rounder, I wouldn't mind taking a first round running back that early. If you've acquired more draft capital, they picked up another second and a future first round pick. At that point, yeah, bring it on. Bring on whatever risky pick you want to take. You just trade out of 2. You still have 5. And you've picked up a second rounder and a first rounder next year. I'm all in on that. Let's see here. We got to switch it over. They're going to announce the Patriots pick here in just a second. So let's switch up the view again. Excuse me, guys. What did I miss? Matt, what did you miss? Just a huge trade. Jaguars have traded up. They gave away their first rounder this year, their second rounder this year, and a future first rounder to do it. So the Browns now have extra draft capital. They're feeling it. They're feeling good. And they might take Ashton Genty at 5. The Browns' offensive line is not horrible. Genty might do fine there. These running backs, a huge part of their success is going to be going to the right team that is set up for them. So I have to remember, I got to talk to you guys over here now. It's hard to do that when I got everything over here. But this is so you guys can see that, which isn't any bigger than what's on your screen right there. So I guess we're just trying to have a little bit of fun here. Come on, Cleveland, just take Shador. Every quarterback that comes off the board helps us for sure. There's another thing. They can take Shador Sanders, overdraft him, having picked up another second rounder and a future first rounder. Absolutely. They're playing with house money at this point. If I'm the Browns, I love that situation. Yeah, the Bears still could trade up. We're not, I mean, this whole draft is just, it could get crazy, as he said. It could get crazy. We could have some craziness ensue. Does this seem a little bit dark? I feel like this camera is darker than the other one. Here, I'm going to go back and forth so you guys can see. Is that one darker than this one? Yeah, it is. This one's darker. We'll have to figure out the settings later. This is the first time using the new camera at that angle so you guys can see it. So you can see the draft going on. We're playing around with some things. We're playing around with some fun today. Hey, this channel will continue to progress and grow. You guys are helping it do that, and we'll keep having some fun. This is the second draft we're covering. We're going into our second season on this channel, so appreciate every one of you. 200 in the chat now, 200 viewers, and appreciate every single one of you. This is a fun channel to take on. Did not expect it to be where it is today, and yet here we are. So if you haven't hit the like button, do me a favor. If you haven't subscribed, do me a favor. I try to bring as much fact-based, analytical stuff that I can, but I do have my opinions and I have my fun too. So yeah, the Browns have 2 second-round picks now, so they could definitely wait to take running back in round 2 for sure. Yeah, this one is darker. I'll figure out the settings later. Not going to dive into that deep while we're on the show right now. It's the first time using this camera, so we'll figure out what's going on with it, but we'll switch back and forth between the two. We're almost at 11,000 subs. You are spot on. Let's see where we're at as of today right now. Just over 10,900. You guys have made all that possible, so should be having the number 4 pick right when we get back. All right, they're back. They picked up Morgan Moses, right tackle. I didn't expect him to be a starter with his age, but huge. Today's the day. We're here, baby. All right, here comes Roger Goodell on the screen for the Patriots pick. I would be shocked if it's anything but Will Campbell. Will Campbell, number 4 overall. It's what they needed to do, too. They needed to pick up a lineman to help Drake May out. They've got their investment. They've got to do it. So that was a hefty price to move up 3 spots. 100%, Brian. That was a hefty price. And if I'm the Bears, if someone's willing to move into 10, I don't care who's there. If we get a second rounder this year and next year to move down a couple spots, if they overpay like they did right there, I'm here for it. I'm here for it, guys. Had to mute you while I coughed. T-Rex. I don't think teams are as worried about his arms as the media. The media does a lot of damage, but a lot of good, but a lot of damage this time of year. I don't like the shorter arms. I don't think the Bears do, which is obviously why they picked Braxton Jones and Karan Amagaji, both huge long arms. I think the Bears like the longer arms. I like the suit. If you guys can see on the screen him walking up. No, they're showing highlights on your screen right there. But got a green pinstripe suit. I dig it. Looks sharp on him. I think he'll be a good prospect. You guys should be happy. You New England fans should be happy. All right, here's where the fun begins. Here's where the fun begins. The Browns are on the clock. Browns are on the clock, and what will they do? Oh, I can't keep. Oh, there's the video. The video moved down. Good. You can see the Bears are within range now. Hopefully that made it so you can see it a little bit better. The Browns pick is in. This is where it's going to get exciting. So the Browns are not trading out of 5. The Browns pick is in. What if the Browns take a quarterback this early? I don't expect another quarterback to come off the board until the Steelers at 21. I really don't. Not even the Saints. I don't think anything. I think the Saints are taking quarterback round 2. Any quarterback reach is a reach. It is a reach at this point. If the Browns take Ashton Genty, there's going to be a bunch of pissed off Bears fans right here. Ooh, this could be Bears fans' 2 favorite picks going off the board right here. Right now, a lot of Bears fans want Kelvin Banks. They want Ashton Genty or Mason Graham. Those three. And Mason Graham or Ashton Genty could be going to the Browns right here. Will Campbell's tearing up. He's crying, full on crying. We'll see if there's any memes. This might be a meme moment. But guys, I'm going to tell you, I'm an emotional person. If I got drafted and my whole life changed, I would probably be one of those blubber babies up on the screen. Honestly, I would be a blubber baby up there. I get emotional over stupid crap. Will Campbell seems like a genuine good dude. Got calls coming in. I got to shut down. Man, my phone is blowing off the hook, guys. Oof. Okay. Browns, pick is in. Let's switch this angle. Where's it going? I disappeared, guys. I disappeared. Can you guys still hear me? The camera's acting up, but I'm still here. As long as you guys can hear me, the camera is being a little freezy right now. I don't know what's going on. I might have to bring down the resolution. There we go. I changed the resolution. It might be streaming too hard. Might be having too much streaming going on. Welcome back. Welcome back, guys. I'm going to leave it alone for a minute. I'm trying to switch it back and forth, but it's all right, here's the Browns pick. Mason Graham, I called it. Oh, man, he's off the board. He's off the board. Mason Graham is gone. The reality of Ashton Genty coming to the Bears is going to hinge on this next pick, guys. Come on, camera. Catch up. Catch up, camera. Let's go. I'm not frozen. You can hear me. It's just that I was trying to switch the camera angle so you guys could see the draft. And the camera didn't want to switch. It's having a little bit of a struggle here with the upload speed, I think. I think we're having an issue with it catching up. So I apologize, guys. As soon as I get the camera back, I will not mess with it again. I will not mess with it again. Mason Graham is gone. He's off the board. One of the true best prospects of this draft, so I'm not shocked by it. All right, come on back, baby. There we go. We're back. I'm not messing with it again. Sorry, guys. I had to sit there and play around until it came back. I apologize. I was just trying to change the angle so you guys could see that, but I think the overload is happening right now. So we're just going to leave it the way it is. You guys can see the little stuff on the mini screen right down there. So you'll just have to take the mini screen. The second camera angle, it's too overloaded right now. So Mason Graham off the clock. Me, unhappy. I really wanted Mason Graham. I still would like Kenneth Grant. So now what I want to trade down from 10. I think we can get, I don't know, because the Niners at 11 are either taking tackle or defensive tackle. They are in a very similar boat to the Bears, but they need defensive tackle and tackle worse than we do. So we could do many different things. I like Kenny Grant. I think he and Mason Graham were really 1A and 1B. I've said that all year. A lot of people think Walter Nolan is 1C. I'm right there. I think he's just a notch down from those two. If we can trade down and still pick up one of those two, I'm really, really excited. If we trade down and still pick up a running back or a offensive tackle, I'm still happy. Mason Graham is a great pick. I think the Browns, who just said it, they did it the right way. Cleveland got a haul. Cleveland came out smelling like a rose. There's a lot of good that Cleveland just did with their draft. Now it all hinges on this. This is where it hinges. If the Raiders take Ashton Genty, the Bears will not take Ashton Genty. If the Raiders don't take Ashton Genty, there's a legitimate shot the Bears will get Ashton Genty, whether I like it or not. The pick is in, so the Raiders are not trading out. The pick is in, and the Raiders are going to select. Woo! Woo! I think it'd take a little bit more than a future third knowledge with the way this draft's going so far. We're still in premium pick range. I think trading up to 7 would probably take, normally it should only take that third, but I think this year it might take a second or a third in a future pick. Mason Graham's talking. Yeah, can you imagine Mason Graham and Myles Garrett, and then next year they have 2 first-rounders? Next year's a way better quarterback class, too. They're going to have 2 first-round. I guarantee the Browns, they can take a second-rounder this year, and that doesn't prohibit them from taking a quarterback next year. The Browns might have just turned things around with that pick. I would put 99% odds on the Raiders taking Genty right now. I really do believe they've been all in on Genty from the start. And those who know the story of Tim at the M, if you don't, I'm not going to go into it today, but Tim at the M has been extremely accurate with the Raiders information. He said the Raiders are locked in on Genty, and they plan on taking him all along. Here's the pick. Ashton Genty, running back, Boise State. I'm excited. I love it. I love it. And not to gloat on you guys who wanted him, just wait till the season plays out. I usually know what I'm talking about with these prospects. Ashton Genty is not a proven thing. He has to prove himself in the NFL before you should be this high on him. He is just a prospect. He had the absolute easiest path to get those yards than anybody else. And he didn't make, they're showing highlights of Utah State. You know who else slaughtered Utah State? Every other Mountain West Conference team. They put up the same numbers and the same broken tackles against Utah State. He's going to be an average NFL running back. When that happens, come on back here and then talk football with me. But I'm going to gloat for just a second and say, I live in Vegas. I don't care about the Raiders. Screw the Raiders for taking Ashton Genty. Let him bust for them. We don't need that bust. Now, if the Raiders, if Genty's going to go somewhere where he has a chance to succeed, the Raiders do fine with running backs. Josh Jacobs has done well there. They've got a decent offensive line. People trash on the Raiders line. It's not a bad offensive line. And they need a situation where they have a running back that can carry them. He might get those touches in Las Vegas. So he might be getting those touches. But I am so glad Ashton Genty is not a Chicago Bear. We do not need that on the Bears. We need a complimentary running back that helps this team. Sorry for those of you who wanted Genty. I'm not trying to gloat or put it in your face. I just do not like that pick for the Bears. I'm going to put this on for 2 seconds, and then I'll take it down. He's talked more smack on me lately. I take it down to analysis. I only break down what I see. It has nothing to do with, I just don't think he's the best fit for the Bears, and I think it's way too big of a risk. It was way too big of a risk. Way too big of a risk. When you're facing the 105th, 107th, 114th, 126th, 130th, 133rd, and an FCS school out of 134 schools, when 9 of those schools were in the bottom third, bottom fourth of the entire college football, you don't want to take that risk on a guy. You don't want to take that risk on a guy. You don't. Now, let's see if Tyler Warren comes off the board, because the way Ben Johnson talked about Tyler Warren, he sees him as a gadget, as a true football player, as a weapon. I'm not that hyped about taking tight end at 10. I can see why he would want to take him, though. So I would rather wait for Mason Taylor, Ferguson, Gunnar Helm, Elijah Arroyo. I'd rather wait for our tight end, but I think it's a legitimate chance that we take tight end here at 10 if he falls. The Jets pick is in, and the Jets are the biggest chance to take tight end Tyler Warren. We'll see what happens now. Yeah, now we need to speak trade down into existence. The best thing that can happen for the Bears is Tyler Warren or Armand Membu or Kelvin Banks or Shadur Sanders to be there at 10. Players that these teams might perceive worth trading up for. And no, I don't want Armand Membu. And no, I don't want Kelvin Banks. I don't think we need those tackles right now. We need the defensive line. Everything points to us taking an edge. When you look at the combine visits we had, it's more likely than not that we take an edge. It might be Shamar Stewart here in the first round, guys. Like, I would love to have this trade down. Now my voice is starting to go. Screw it. I don't know if the Jets do go Membu, but you know who needs Membu is the Saints. The Saints need that right tackle bad. And if he's there at 9, I can guarantee you the Saints will take Membu. I can't put some of the stuff you guys are putting on here, but there's some funny stuff I'm reading by you guys. You guys, and the viewership just jumped when Genty, we're up to 250 in the chat. The viewership jumped. So those tuning in, yes, I'm very happy that we didn't take Ashton Genty. Now I just want the Bears to Hold on. We don't need to be trading away our future capital. That's what we've wanted the whole time. We just want to hold on to those picks. 39 and 41 are so valuable. I can't wait to see what we do with them tomorrow. You know what else I can't wait for? If we trade down from 10 to 14 or 15 or 18 or 22 and we pick up a future first and we pick up another second round. Can you imagine having 3 second rounders this year? Woo! Keith, I can't tell when you guys are talking from Twitter or if you guys are talking like what you want to existence. But I know nobody wants this, but the Bears did bring him in for a top 30 visit, and they had 6 defensive ends they met with at the combine. You can have 60 visits at the combine, and they had 6. So while it's on commercial, I'm going to try this one more time. I'm confident we'll get it back. I'm going to try it one more time, guys. I'm sorry if it screws up. I'm going to try to change the camera angle. Well, screw it. We're not going to try that again. Screw that crap. Ooh, we're back. We're back. We didn't screw it up completely. All right, we'll leave it here. We aren't going to play with it. No more. No more. No more playing with it. Trade down Bears. Trade down Bears. Trade down Bears. Trade down Bears. I'm going to do the knowledge dance for a minute because Ashton Genty's off the board. This is how I look with Ashton Genty off the board. Bye-bye, Genty. He is not Walter Payton, guys. He is not Walter Payton. You got to see what Twitter's up to. Ooh, Twitter's exploding. Bears fans are not happy Ashton Genty's off the board. Ooh, I am. People with memes about crying in the rain. Sad bears. Oh, I should just bring it up. I'm gonna bring. I don't know how much of this I want to share, but I'm gonna bring it up. Stop screen there. Present. Share screen. Bears Twitter's a mess right now. Share this. You can see. Oh, here's the Jets. Got to hurry and pause for the Jets. Armand Membu to the Jets. A couple of you guys said that. Tyler Warren is a legitimate shot to the Bears. Right now at 10. It can be Tyler Warren. Oh, this is crazy. Anyway, so Nick Whalen, Genty to the Raiders. Son of a. You've got this big bear meme crying from very supportive. And you see Nick just another year crying. There goes Ashton Genty. So welcome to Vegas. Anyways, Genty is not going to be a Chicago Bear. Genty's not a bear. He's not a bear. He's not a bear. I just can't say it enough. Ashton Genty is not a Chicago Bear. Hey, guys, if you guys didn't hear the news, Ashton Genty is not a Chicago Bear. I'm enjoying that a little bit too much. All right, let's scroll this down a little bit. And we've got the Panthers. The pick is in. So no more trades happening so far. No more trades so far. I agree. Tight end 2 is not more important than nose tackle. From what Ben Johnson said about Tyler Warren and his ability to make plays, being a true football player, you can line him up at fullback. You can line him up as an extra blocker. You can line him up in 12 personnel. You can line him up as a wide receiver. I mean, you can use him multiple ways. I think he likes him. I'm not saying that's my favorite pick. I wouldn't hate it as much as Genty, but I can see it happening. All right, Panthers here. Jalen Walker has been the tie to him. Tatoria McMillan is the other one that's been rumored a lot. You would think they go edge or wide receiver here. I'm not as high on Tatoria McMillan as a lot of people. In fact, if I'm ranking him with last year's class, I would have had him all the way down below Brian Thomas. I had the correct order last year. I had Roma Dunze number 1, Malik Neighbors number 2. I actually had Marvin Harrison Jr. number 2, then Malik Neighbors, then Brian Thomas Jr. And I moved, I think, Brian Thomas Jr. ahead of Malik Neighbors before the draft. I still think that's the correct order. Roma Dunze is going to be a star this year. If you guys haven't seen my breakdown on that, I will do that again. His contested catch rate is historic. As a rookie, any other rookie who's done that goes on to have historic careers. Rookies who put up contested catch numbers like he does, they go on to be phenomenal. He's going to be the next A.J. Brown. He's going to be phenomenal in this league. 1,500 yards is not out of the question for Roma Dunze this year. Trying to save the throat. Once the Bears pick, I probably won't be lasting on here with you guys. If the Bears trade back up into the first round, which I want them to do, but not overpay for it, trade like 39 and 72 for 29 and 108. I know that's a dream. It's not realistic, but if we could do that, that'd be fun. Yeah, Tatoria McMillan to the Panthers would be good for us. It keeps everything clean. We could pick edge. We could pick Jalen Walker. I think the Bears are very high on Jalen Walker. If he's there at 10, I think the Bears pick him without even hesitation. I think that would be the pick. I just don't see Jalen Walker being there. Yep. Yeah, next year's class is stronger than this year's, though. But in the middle ranges, who knows? I don't know. I'd rather see a pick swap and keep all our picks and just go down a little bit with our third pick instead to a fourth rounder. I proposed that one earlier on Twitter. In fact, we'll see if I can pull that one up. Yeah, we're starting to feel it in the throat. Bleh. All right, here's mine. Let's see if I can find it. I have a lot of Mason Graham stuff on here. Ugh, I was posting every hour for Mason Graham. Where is it? I posted a lot the last couple days, guys. Woo. Oh, right here. Let me pull this up while we're on a commercial break. While we're in a commercial break, I will pull this up for you guys. Present, share screen, Twitter again. The Twitter. So here's my tweet from earlier. Who knows how long ago this was? I've been tweeting like a fool. From just yesterday. Whatever happens the rest of the draft, I just want the Bears to use number 39 to trade back far enough to acquire another pick and a future pick. So this isn't trading up. We're going on tangents here. Panthers pick is in. We're going to have to tune it to. But I propose that we trade back, get another pick, and get a third rounder next year to make that Panthers trade drag out. So that's my dream. Who knows if it'll happen. Here's the Panthers pick. Let's remove this one. Let's bring that back up so you guys can see it. Hey, guys. Ashton Genty's not a Bear. Da-da-da-da-da-da. For those of you who wanted Ashton Genty, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not. I just did not see him as a I didn't see him as a fit. He's not a fit for the Bears. He would be a mistake. You think they're taking Jihad Campbell? Pick is in. You guys on Twitter have some insider information? No, the Bears didn't even show any interest in Nick Emenwari. I wanted that. Have it happen every year where there's someone I want the Bears to take. They showed no interest in Nick Emenwari, and it kind of pissed me off because I really want Nick Emenwari. Who has 40? I think it might be the Saints because it rotates. Let's look here. 40. Yeah, the Saints have 40. Here we go. Panthers pick is in. Edge or wide receiver? Oh, they took McMillan. Wide receiver. He's off the board. That's good for the Bears. We were not taking wide receiver in the first round. That is huge. Jalen Walker might make it to the Bears. I know a lot of, about a week and a half ago, I made a video, guys, where I said all these things are lining up for the Bears to take an edge. Nobody wanted Shamar Stewart. I get it, but Jalen Walker to fall for us, and don't give me the stuff where he's not big enough for Dennis Allen's defense. Dennis Allen, has worked with several different defensive ends that are 250, 255 pounds. Not a big deal. Jalen Walker is a weapon, and they could technically move him between linebacker and defensive end. I don't think they would do that to him. I don't want to see him go through what Micah Parsons went through, where he went, back and forth between the two. But Jalen Walker is a very real possibility for the Bears here at 10. All right, we got to do it again. We got to do it again. So far, Ryan Poles is listening to us. He's holding firm. 39 and 41 are so freaking valuable. He's holding. Man, Banks could go to the Saints for sure. They need a tackle. They need a tackle bad. I don't know where you're getting this insider info unless you're on Twitter and you see it early. Calvin Banks. Those who didn't see the person on Twitter earlier who made the thing that said Calvin instead of Kelvin. It's pretty funny. Now you're right. I didn't pre-upload the clip with the now part though. That would be very fitting for this though. Keith, you're spot on, but that's not what I was prepared for. I just wanted to hold. Do not trade up. Do not ruin our future. Don't pull a pace. Guys, I'm not opposed to trading up when we've opened the Super Bowl window. You don't open the Super Bowl window until you've made the playoffs, until you show that you're there. We're not there yet. We're real close. And I think the goal this year should be to make the playoffs. And then you go as far as you can once you make the playoffs. But the goal this year, every year we say, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. Well, you got to make the playoffs before you can get the Super Bowl. So, the pick is in for the Saints, so the Saints are not trading. I would assume this is going to be a tackle. Probably Kelvin Banks. We're going to have options here, guys. We're going to have Tyler Warren and Jalen Walker available, and I won't be shocked with either one of them. The Saints could technically take Kevin Warren. They could. The Saints need a tight end. I think the Saints are taking a quarterback in the second round. I don't think the Saints are taking a quarterback first round. Many things I'm wrong on. Yeah, if Warren's there and the Colts want to come up for Tyler Warren, Colts' biggest need is tight end. I would not be shocked at all if the Bears traded down with the Colts. There's a lot of teams that need tight end. We could be trading all the way down to 22 with the Chargers. We could be having some fun here in a minute, guys. You guys are saying the Saints just took Banks. The pick is in, but they haven't announced it on screen yet. You might be looking on Twitter. Twitter usually knows a couple minutes before. Shadur Sanders walking around back screen, having some fun, trying to play it off the whole Sanders style. This ain't bothering me. No big deal. No big deal. I'm here for it. Tanner D says he's an insider. Saints took Banks. Oof. It better be a haul if we trade all the way down to 25 with the Texans. It better be a freaking haul is all I'm saying. Hey, Ryan Poles has alluded to multiple times that he's willing to trade down. He's alluded to it. He's as much as said it at the combine, and then he said it earlier. So it's very realistic that we could be trading down here. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get crazy, guys. It's going to get crazy. I'm going to say it again. I have no clue where all these things about trading up came from. These insiders were sourcing things without sourcing things, and that's how it happens. It's just the rumor mill takes over. But every time he talked, it was about acquiring more picks. That's what he said, acquiring more picks. He never once talked about trading up, and people ran away with it like crazy. So here comes Roger to Goodell. The Saints war room is hugging. They're having a good time. Here we go. Kelvin Banks off the board. I didn't want him as a Bear, so perfect. Kelvin Banks is off the board. Now you're not going to see the Dolphins trade up with us for tackle. I don't think that's happening. This is more realistic that you could see the Chargers want to come up, the Colts want to come up, or the Colts might be fine with Colston Loveland or Jalen Walker. You could see the Cardinals want to trade up for Jalen Walker. You could see possibly who's right behind the Cardinals. Freak, number 16. Who's picking 16, guys? Falcons and Cardinals. Falcons 15, Cardinals 16. All right. This is big. Here's the Bears pick. The Bears pick. Here it is. The Bears. Ryan Poles did his job. All I got to say is I'm going to show it just because I had it prepared and ready to go just in case. I was prepared for everything. I'm just glad I didn't have to use this one.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I was prepared, guys. I was prepared for everything. I was prepared for it. I'm just glad. I'm glad they did their job. All right, the pick is in, which means we are not trading. The Bears pick is in. Is it going to be Jalen Walker? Is it going to be Tyler Warren? I always get the jersey of whoever the Bears pick first round. I will take Jalen Walker. I will take Tyler Warren. I'll take either one of them. I think it's going to be Tyler Warren. The way Ben Johnson talked about Tyler Warren, he sees him as a weapon. Do I agree with it completely? No. But those 12 personnel sets, that is going to open up the field for Caleb Williams. It's going to make things so much easier for him as a quarterback to have the field opened up for him. Doesn't put pressure on us to pick another wide receiver early. We're going to have our slot receiver in Zacchaeus. We're going to rotate that in with 12 personnel. And Tyler Warren can honestly stay on the field for some of those other plays, not even in 12 personnel, and line up as a wide receiver. He is a very versatile gadget. Here we go. Here's the Bears pick. Here it is, guys. What are they announcing here? This isn't the Bears pick. The schedule release. A lot of yip yapping going on the screen. Now I was just looking at these two ladies on the screen since we drafted Mills. That's right. We need them to be honey bears. Bring the honey bears back. Bring the honey bears back. Bring them back. May 14th is the schedule release. That's what they're announcing right now. So the schedule release will be May 14th. We'll go live for that. Don't you guys worry. It'll be fun. I looked left. They were looking right. Which way? Which way are they going? All right, get to the Bears pick. The pick is in. Who we taking? Let's go, Bears. They're hugging. They're in the war room. That's fun to see. Packers are booing us hard. Here we go. There's some Bears fans. Here we go. Who is it? It's Tyler Warren. I don't see any reason. It's Jalen Walker, Tyler Warren. It's got to be one of the two. My heart's actually thumping, guys. 300 viewing right now. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Here it is. Roger Goodell walking out. I am missing chat. Sorry, guys. They're talking about Mongo right now, guys. Rest in peace, Mongo. They are building my anxiety. They are dragging this one out. Having those girls come on and talk about the schedule release. Now they're talking about Mongo, which is totally appropriate and respectable, and I appreciate them doing that. Now they're talking about Walter Payton. Let's go. Come on. If it's O'Marion Hampton, I'm going to be pissed. Wow, Colston Loveland. Carl, where are you? Wow, I have not been high on Colston Loveland at all. I did Carl a favor and I went and rewatched tape and I did like what I saw. he was brought down by his quarterback, but this is wild. The thing I liked when I rewatched tape, guys, about Colston Loveland, he has to find a way of getting open. He does get open really well. I am shocked by this pick. I would expect a trade down to get Loveland, but that means other teams were probably high on him too. But all I can say to that pick is, wow. It's going to be fun to see what Ryan Poles schemes up. It's going to be fun to see what he schemes up. Hold on here. I got to see if Carl said anything. Wow. Don't hate it. It's not like we drafted Ashton Genty. I like it. This is one of those where I'm right in the middle of the field there. I'm right in the middle of it. They like it. The Bears love this pick. So interesting. I wish we traded down too. There's so much mixed. There's so much mixed going on right now. With my phone's blowing up, with you guys in the chat, there's a lot going on with your guys' feelings and emotions right now. All I can say to this one, we needed a tight end too. We needed 12 personnel. Ben Johnson had his hand in making this pick. I wonder if they brought him in for a top 30 visit we didn't know about. I don't hate the pick, but I also I'm not like jumping out of my seat for it. Because why did we not pick Warren there? Because our big boards don't look like GM's big boards. These guys analyze these guys different ways than we do. Some of you guys hate it bad. What a waste at pick 10. So I'm going to be fair on this. Guys, I was not talking up Colston Loveland to start this offseason. And when Carl and I did our show together, if you didn't see the post on Twitter a while ago, in fact, I'll go try to find it. I'll try to find the post and bring it up. And I said, for a friend, I went and looked back at Colston Loveland again. And I actually liked what I saw. I was wrong about him. Let me see if I can find it. How do I just search my posts? Bum, 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 bum. What a wild pick. I would have expected Tyler Warren or Jalen Walker. Did not expect that. Did not expect that. And that's okay. I'm not upset at the pick. Wild, 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 wild west. The wild, wild west. Let's see here. Colston Loveland. Let's see here. You guys get all your feelings out on this one. All right. So here we go. I'm going to bring it up here. Stop screen, present, share screen. Boom. So here's my post on Colston Loveland. Let me actually change this so it's bigger. There. You can still hear me, but I made it bigger. See if I can make it even bigger than that. There we go. So I said, I promised a friend I would watch Colston Loveland film to see if I've been too hard on him. I did. I was. Loveland is a great prospect. It made me like Tyler Warren even more. Tyler Warren is more special than people are acting like. Pure hands, natural athlete. He's special. So I put both of them on here. But in that post, I said I was unfair to Colston Loveland, and Colston Loveland is a great prospect. Did I see him as the number 10 prospect? No. I didn't see him that high, but I'm also not going to trash on it because when I went and rewatched tape on him, when I rewatched it over again, to be fair, Let me bring me back on. Sorry. To be fair, I do think he's a very solid prospect, and I do like him as a prospect. Probably wouldn't have taken him at 10, but at the same time, I don't hate the pick either. And we do need 12 personnel. We needed a tight end too, and I don't absolutely hate it. So I'm trying to see if Carl will come back on before I end this thing. Next is the Niners, then the Cowboys. Niners pick is in. I got to look at some of your guys' stuff in the chat here. Fans are raging over the Leveland pick. It's because they were so set on Ashton Genty that they can't see reality right now. It's an okay pick. Breathing, chest rises, then I blow air. Some of you guys are so pissed off right now. Never have enough top tight end. I don't know if I think they might have loved Loveland. I don't know if they were even looking to trade down necessarily. They might have been, but I don't think they wanted someone to trade up and take him ahead of them. They gave the Bears an A for it. I don't know if you could have traded back far and picked him. I'm not sure if you could. I think it's hilarious. There's a lot of talk about the Colts liking Colson Loveland. There's a lot of talk about the Chargers liking Colson Loveland. So you guys, there's a lot of you guys that are upset right now. A lot of you guys are upset. I was hoping for D-line too. I hope we get a really solid defense. I really want Alfred Collins now would be my pick for defensive line. That's what I want. At defensive end, I really hope it's either Landon Jackson or Princely Uman Mielen. We're gonna have to be scoring this year. We better be putting up those 30 points a game like the Lions were. Ryan says, just wait 2 years from now and you'll realize this is a good pick. Here's the Niners pick. I want to see if I can get Carl back on here. This was one of our biggest needs. All right, the Niners are taking Michael Williams. Jalen Walker still on the board. How wild is this? All right, so let's bring this up. So this was the top 30 visits. Here's our 70-man or our 90-man roster. Here were our top needs. Right there on the top line, tight end 2 was a very big need for us. It's not like tight end 2 was not a big need. Tight end 2, running back, left guard, nose tackle, defensive end. Those were all big needs for us. Excuse me. So this isn't a situation where we didn't fill a need. And if the Bears did their research, if they scouted him hard, they might have brought him in for a top 30 visit and we didn't know about it. This is something where you have to just respect where the Bears are with that one, and I'm good with it. This is not a situation where you guys should be.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Trust that this is a good Bears pick. It's a good Bears pick. It'll be fine. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. All right, so the Cowboys pick is in as well. I don't know how much longer we're going to hang on here. I wanted to see if I can get Carl to come back on. Let me see if he's responding yet. Ooh, there's a lot of chitter chatter going on. Their Twitter is blowing up right now. don't see him yet. I just sent him a message. We'll see if he comes back on here. If not, I'm gonna tune this thing out soon. But Adam talking Bears fans off a ledge. And are that many of you really upset? This is better than taking Ashton Genty. It is. If Ashton Genty was there at 10, I would have rather have tight end 2 than Ashton Genty. Mikey says he's floored. I think most of us are floored that it's over Tyler Warren, but the pick of tight end 2 is not a bad pick. All right, here's the Cowboys pick. Tyler Booker. I was high on Tyler Booker early. I thought he'd go later, but Tyler Booker's a solid pick. Taking a guard that high is rare, but Tyler Booker is a rare one. He's a good player. Thomas Taylor gives lots of trash cans. I think there's a lot of you guys that are upset. A lot of you guys are upset. I'm seeing if I can get Carl on here. I think he's busy gloating on Twitter right now, having his fun. There's a lot of upset people. A lot of upset people at this Colston Loveland pick. Holy cow. Some of you guys are so upset at this. Like, really upset. Wow. Some of you are like violently upset of what's going on right now. Yeah, I think the Colts are taking Tyler Warren at 14 for sure. Eric says I liked him more than Warren. I said I wasn't fair to Colston Loveland at first. And after I promised Carl to look into him, I was very impressed with Colston Loveland. This is not a pick that I'm trashing the table over. I would have been upset at Ashton Genty. I'm not upset at Colston Loveland. And I do think he was brought down by poor quarterback in Michigan this last year. This is actually legitimately entertaining for me to watch these reactions on Twitter. I'm not going to pull it up because there's some people and I try to keep the channel fairly clean. There's a lot of probably inappropriate things for the channel to bring up here. But there's some very upset people right now about Colston Loveland. I don't hate the pick. I'm not like gloating over the moon over it, but I think it's a solid pick. I think it's a solid pick, guys. I didn't even want offensive line at 10. I wanted offensive line day 2. I wanted defensive line. I'll be needed for the next couple days to help Bears fans. They'll be fine tomorrow once we have 2 picks at 39 and 41. They're going to be fine tomorrow once we take an offensive lineman and a running back, or a defensive lineman and a running back. Like, they're going to be fine tomorrow. Let's see. He carried Michigan to a national championship on offense. I mean, every catch, broken play. Kmet and Loveland is a good combo. Warren and Kmet, I think, is too similar. I think that's a good point. It's something Carl was bringing up with me a lot, that they're too similar. This is more of a Y-type receiver, Y-type of tight end who can block still. So I don't hate this pick at all. The more I looked at Colston Loveland, the more I liked him. The problem was when I didn't give him a fair evaluation to start with. But man, there are a lot of you that are upset with this pick. They will screw up tomorrow as well. Can we do a Bears fan therapy stream after this? Let's pull up. We need a lot of things left. You're right. We do need a lot of things left. I'm having fun with this because this is actually very entertaining right now. Oh man, I've got 15 messages in Twitter. I've got messages on my phone. Things are blowing up right now. This is pretty wild. No, Cole Kmet is not on the trading block. We were not ever getting rid of Cole Kmet. Oh, this is funny. This is so freaking entertaining. The Dolphins pick is in, so the Dolphins are not trading away. Bears offense is going to be awesome. It's true. We always think we know best. Hey, if we picked Ashton Genty, it would have been the same response from me. I would have been upset about it. I wouldn't be flipping the table over. I'd be like, what did we just do? But just like you guys, we get over it. We think we know best as fans. We do our analysis. But in the Ben Johnson, we trust. In Ben Johnson, we trust. We got to trust Ben Johnson. This is not a pick to be upset over. He was clearly a first-round prospect by everyone's big board. He was more close to the 20 range by what most people had. I'll add this real quick, and we'll put it right down here at the end. Let's see. So I didn't have him on my favorite prospects. I hadn't updated it after Carl convinced me. So I didn't have him on my favorite prospects, but it's still not one I'm upset over. It's not one that I'm going to be, flipping my table over for, guys. This is not something to be upset over. I just hope somehow Kenny Grant makes it to 39. That's what I really hope. Glad they didn't trade up. That's all I'm happy about. I'll start trusting people when they rack up the W's. Don't lie. If we took Genty, you would be offline by now. LOL. No, I posted it earlier. In fact, I should show you guys this. I should show you all the stuff that I post. It's kind of funny sometimes when I do post some related things. Let's see here. I got to find it first and then I'll pull it up. Buckle up. Right here. This is the post. And this is honestly how it would have gone for me, guys. So we'll remove this one from screen and we'll add this one. So give me 1 second. This is what I posted about 6 hours ago. How Bears Twitter thinks I'll act if we trade up and draft an overhyped running back that didn't face true competition. One that's going to eat reality in the NFL and be very average. Right here with Peter from Family Guy. Crashing out, throwing things, breaking things, versus how I'll really act. And that's what I would have been like. Just, I can't believe this just happened. Can't believe this is my life. But I don't have to worry about it because that's not what happened. It didn't happen that way. I would not be ranting for 2 hours. I'm just glad we didn't take him. Plain, point, and case. I'm glad we didn't take Ashton Genty. Glad it didn't happen. We're going to stick around here for a second just to see what goes on. Then I'll probably get offline. I was hoping Carl would come back and join us, but I think Carl's busy gloating. I think he's busy gloating somewhere off in cyberspace. Let's see if I can get him one more time here. All right, the Dolphins pick is in. Carl might be over at BCP from what I'm hearing. Might be over on BCP, gloating what's going on right now. All right, I'm gonna wait around until the Colts pick because I think the Colts are gonna take Tyler Warren, and then I'm gonna log off here. What are the Dolphins gonna do? They need a tackle. I won't be shocked if they take Jalen Walker. Kenny Grant, I told you guys. I told you he's a high prospect. Everyone's mocking him to the second round. No effing way he was making to the second round. Kenny Grant was a top 10 prospect, and I said that. Boom. Listen to me. Listen to me. Kenny Grant's a stud. Dolphins just got a real one. They just got a true one. Dang. Not shocked. I am not shocked by that one bit. Kenny Grant is worth that pick. I wouldn't have been upset with the Bears taking it. But if the Bears would have taken him at 10, we overdrafted him. He was supposed to go to 39. There's no way we overdrafted Kenny Grant. Nah. He was a top 10 prospect in this draft. Kenny Grant was a great pick for the Dolphins. Absolutely phenomenal pick for them. He's going to be a beast for years to come. Oof. Kenny Grant, he's gone. My love crush. My crush in this draft is gone. Now I'm actually a little bit sad. Bear down. Bear down. Yeah, that one hurt a little bit. Oh, I like Kenny Grant a lot. I liked him a lot. Just shows the Bears couldn't have traded down and got him still, though. I can almost guarantee the Colts will take Tyler Warren now. Almost guarantee it. Colston was the number 1 tight end. Yeah, the actual draft makes the mocks look ridiculous. It does every year. But I've said that from the start. You guys have known that over here. See, the Colts cheerleaders are on the screen. Why don't we have the Honey Bears back? I want to know why we don't have the Honey Bears. It's going to bring a championship back. We have not had a championship since the Honey Bears have been gone. I'd rather have Alfred Collins, to be fair. I am not wearing the lucky kilt. I'm just wearing normal Vegas attire here. I'm wearing my shorts, my golf shorts. I didn't wear the lucky kilt, guys. It's my own freaking fault. I didn't William Wallace it up enough. Freak. I didn't William Wallace it. Hey, legit. Do appreciate that. I appreciate it a lot. It means a lot to do this with you guys. It means a lot to be a part of the Bears community, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. We could. I don't know who's at the Bears board here. We'll look back here. Let's look. Bring this. Yep, Colts took Tyler Warren. So the Colts have taken Tyler Warren. He's off the board. All right, we got let's see. They have Josh Connerly, Jonas Savania. Who are they going to trade up for? Man, if Omarion Hampton makes it that far, they could. He was a top 30 visit. Caleb Johnson, Josh I guess they could trade up for Josh Connerly if he makes it far enough. Let's see. Nope, cancel that. Don't want to do that. Let's see. I'm going to invite my friend who is a Colts fan to see if he wants to come and talk about our 2 tight ends. Let's see. Hold on one second, guys. Maybe I don't want him to. He'll gloat about getting the number 1 tight end. All right. Tyleik Williams, Walter. Yeah, if Walter Nolan fell far enough, we could trade up for Walter Nolan. I could see that happening. Blew my night later, guys. So there's some good options tomorrow. We're going to have some good stuff, but we've been going for about 3 hours here. I appreciate every one of you tuning in, being a part of this. It's been a lot of fun with you guys. We're going to roll this thing out. We're going to end it. The Bears took Colston Loveland, tight end out of Michigan with the number 10 pick. At least we didn't pick Ashton Genty. At least we didn't pick Genty. So with that, appreciate you guys tuning in. Dub Bears and Bear down.